comes out and has a great time. And we're expecting a huge crowd this year. People are just, I think, dying to be together again.
Yes.
And really excited to be out there and with each other. So
And if you have any concerns, it's spread out. It's really huge, and it'll be a lot of fun. And you have Kristen from our sister station, and I think Dave Cruz as well, and a couple other people will be out there as well. So it's a win-win on a Saturday.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. We just got a lot of really fun stuff lined up, lots of treats for everybody, and we're just hoping to have a really nice celebration after not being able to be in person last year. So, and every dollar we raise enables us to save another animal who's going to need us in the next year.
Well, Pause is great, and for people who can't attend the event this Saturday, can they go through your website and make a donation?
They sure can. So all the information about the event is at pausemuttstrut.org. And there you can learn more about us, get involved in other ways, adopt, foster, volunteer, donate, and you could also actually participate virtually. We do have that option if that's what you prefer, but we welcome and need the support, and every effort that people make to join us in whatever way they can really makes a difference to the animals in Philadelphia who we serve.
And Melissa, what's the time frame on this again on Saturday?
So registration opens at 10. It runs until 2, and the walk kicks off right in the middle at 11 o'clock.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll send the masses, and time to do it in person again, which is really, really cool.
Indeed.
Excellent. All right, Melissa.
Much, you guys.
Good luck with the event. We appreciate it.
Thanks very much.
All right,
Take
Melissa
care.
Levy from Pause. Happening again, which is wonderful. All right, let's break. Come back in just a moment, so make sure you stay put because we won't be gone long. Closest to the camera while standing, quote, super tall on the other foot. If you arch your back a little bit and lean the shoulder closest to the camera forward, she said it will make your waist look smaller and your butt look bigger.
So none of them suggest putting your stomach forward on a table and pulling your ass cheeks far apart?
I haven't gotten to the whole thing yet, so maybe. But while an overarched spine may look good on the gram, it's not the greatest for your posture, says experts. With a neutral pelvis, the hip points and pubic bone align. By contrast, the sway back position and other similar moves create an interior pelvic tilt, which is placing a lot of strain on the pelvis, says chiropractor Marcella Thomas.
Well, of course, we know that the way you're posing is not the way you should walk around in life.
Some people do actually suffer.
Like, what are you going to be like this? Like, like Frankenstein?
Some people do actually suffer from an interior pelvic tilt, an issue that Thomas says that she would treat in her office using strengthening and stretching positions and spinal adjustment.
She's really taking this seriously on this doctor.
I have that pelvic tilt just when I stand regularly.
I don't know what you mean by that, but pelvic.
So my, I guess I have like a natural bend in my back and
which accentuates your
an arch, and my pelvis kind of tilts a bit just when I stand normal. No, kind of down.
Does that happen when you try to touch your elbows behind your back?
Yeah, and then I do that and I tilt my head and
like when you lick your own nipples.
Right, exactly. Yeah, all very similar. It's natural that my tongue goes down to my nipple.
When I give my Kathy, same. When I give myself oral, my butt really sticks out.
Sitting to my left, ladies and gentlemen, Adrian Zemit.
Adrian Zemit? I thought he was dead. Oh, my God.
We're not kidding. We've been talking about you forever, right, Preston?
We have. We absolutely have. We are fans. Has anybody ever said to you, I thought you were dead before, though? That's a slight insult.
Well, actually, there was an episode of The Simpsons where I was in one of their musical numbers, and I popped out of a coffin saying, "I'm not dead."
Here you are in this play, and again, Middletown, and it's two couples, and they're sort of there's some comedy, there's some sadness, but it's the way they've grown over the years. And what drew you to this?
Exactly that. I'm used to, I've been through the Eastern Seaboard so many times with musicals. And I'm used to just being drenched in sweat by the end of the show and doing it. And then I read this play, and it was such a simple play. It's just about two couples who have dinner every Friday night for 33 years.
Right.
They're best friends, and they're normal people, and life happens to them. Mm-hmm. And it truly is a roller coaster of emotions. I mean, we suck you in by all our little charming quirks that the couples have and everything, and then life happens. There are tragedies in life that you have to deal with, relationship problems with your spouse and everything. But what is the great fascinating thing about this play is that the words speak for themselves. I'm actually first generation Romanian, so my family came, to America for their kids to, be doctors and lawyers, and I come up to my dad and say I'm going to be an actor. And it's the funny thing about him is I won him over. I literally out of acting school, I got one of the last national tours of the original Grease, and we were playing in my hometown of Chicago.
You were playing Zuko.
Yeah, I was playing Danny, and we were going into a very big theater into Chicago, and there was and nobody really knew very much about Grease at that time.
Right.
The movie had not come out yet. It was just a hit on Broadway, and there were a few national tours. So the company manager said, "Look, we're having a lot of trouble with this opening night. We're going to paper the house. Tell your dad that you can invite the entire congregation." So,
oh man, that's a
I didn't mention that my father is a priest, an Orthodox priest.
Right,
they can get married.
And Greece is
Eastern Orthodox priests can get married.
Yeah. Greece is very profane.
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah, the stage show.
Kidding?
Yeah.
I'm giving the finger on the show, and it's just like the original Grease was not meant for kids; it was meant for adults looking back on their lives in high school.
So he brings down the congregation.
So there were 500 Romanian people screaming and yelling, and they had their gypsy violins, and they were going singing the act. Every time I came out, there was a big cheer. It was then that my father was won over, and he kind of, although he didn't understand when I ended up getting television and film, when I was doing TJ Hooker, he didn't really understand what that was all about. So he says, You work for 1 hour. What you do rest of week?
That's great.
You are a bum. I got into this business because I wanted to be an actor.
Right.
That's it. I never even wanted to do television and film. I just wanted to work in theater.
Right.
That's all I ever wanted to do. And then one thing happens, and then you're just whisked away, and suddenly you're in Hollywood, and you're doing all this stuff.
You're good friends with William Shatner, right?
Yeah, I'm actually. We're currently working on a few projects with his production company. Actually, we're letting it out right now. We're actually thinking of bringing Hooker back.
Oh,
in a comical way.
That'd be awesome.
Perfect. Bill is 88. Yeah. But the funny thing about it is that when we did Hooker, Bill pretty much did push the envelope on asking for ridiculous things for Hooker to do.
Okay.
I mean, we had technical advisors from LAPD there, and he said, "Look, no, I got this idea. How about I just run over to the helicopter, and as it's going up, I just grab onto the rung of the helicopter, and when we're up in the air, I take my gun out and I go, bring it down." And the TA standing there going, nobody would ever do that.
The top text here says, "Poor man's Travolta, my ass."
Yeah.
He made Bachelor Party, which is an absolute. It's one of my favorite films, and you have one of the best lines in the movie. I think personally.
Look at the cans on that pinball.
Well, you're telling him, man, I really would love to have a relationship.
I would love to have this relationship that you have, and someday I'll have kids and be happy. And hey, look at the cans on that pinball. That movie. Tom and I lived very close to each other. So so we lived in Studio City, and the soundstage that we were shooting this at was in Culver City. So it was a pretty good distance to go on the 405 freeway.
And you've been on Bosom Buddies, right?
Yes. I played Johnny Midnight, his boyhood friend from camp.
So you knew him?
Yeah. And we'd carpool to work because we could go in the carpool lane and everything. And as every day after we get in the car and we go, our careers are over. Our years are really over. What are we doing?
Yeah.
This is going to be terrible.
Yeah. No.
All we did was show up for 13 hours a day and goof off.
Yeah.
Almost nothing of what the script originally was in there. We just ad-libbed. We just goofed off. And honestly, some of the funniest scenes in the movie never made it into the movie because we had gotten an X rating.
There's a horse scene. There's a horse
a donkey show.
Let me tell you about this.
Yeah.
The donkey actually died.
What?
They brought him back to life.
No.
They literally shot him with some shot of something for him to go, and then he keeled over. And his heart stopped.
Oh, my God.
And we've got all these people, there's like 100 extras. Many of, the girls are half naked and everything. We're all standing there going, oh, my God, they killed the donkey.
Oh. Dear Lord.
You resurrected a donkey, Adrian Zemit?
And they did the whole adrenaline thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They put the
Oh, my
thing in his
God.
heart, and he came back.
The donkey snorts 3 lines of coke.
Yeah.
You definitely could.
It's a real good kids movie. I'm really proud.
You're thinking your career's over, but no.
And then, honestly, when we saw the first cut, it was like, but Tom and I looked at each other. This is funny. What the hell happened?
Is there any chance you could go back and re-release a director's cut by any chance, or is it too late?
Back then, they didn't save that kind of footage.
Yeah, now they do all the time.
And they do it all the time because of everything they do. But honestly, there was one scene that was absolutely hysterical. So we're the bachelor, the party's not going very well. The hookers haven't showed up. We're sitting in the hotel room looking at a Shirley Temple movie. Right. And it's just not going well.
The hookers go to the wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I say, Rick, let's go downstairs and get something to eat. I'm hungry. So we get into the. I'm not gonna do this. Say this on radio. This was cut. I said, sit in this booth. This is the best booth in the place. So he sits in there, and all of a sudden you hear a zipper sound. His eyes light up. Right. There's a girl underneath who is
taking care of him,
going to give him a happy ending of some sort. So I, saying my gift to you.
Yeah.
And we see the minister who's going to marry him walk into the restaurant and go, oh, Father, over here, come on, over here. Yeah. So he comes to the edge and he starts having a conversation with us, and Tom's going, oh, Jesus. Oh, Mother of God. Oh, Mother Mary and Joseph. Oh, he's writhing and everything. And I say, he always says grace before he eats. So.
That's great.
He can't take it anymore. He gets up and runs out. And I said, Father, sit here. It's the best seat in the house. Close up on his face, you hear the zipper sound, and his eyes go like
That's great.
Didn't make it in the movie. We had offended everybody else. They didn't want to offend the Catholics.
It's so freaking funny.
You and Tom were friends. Could you tell then what a talent he was and what he was going to go on to
and
be?
honestly, one of the nicest guys in the business. Everything that's ever happened to him, he deserves every bit of it. He's a great, great guy.
That's great.
Very talented.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you.
A lot of people don't know this, but Tom was not originally cast in that role, and neither was Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane was the it girl of the time, and she was the White Snake videos. It predates.
Do you know
the White Snake video.
Who was?
Well, we shot 1 month with the other cast.
Who was it?
Oh, no way.
It was Paul Reiser.
Really?
And Kelly McGinnis.
Oh, my goodness.
Did they get fired?
Well, the producers just felt there wasn't a chemistry going on and everything. And Tom, they had just seen a screening of Splash.
Okay. Oh.
And they said, we really need to get that guy
that's like
for this.
I couldn't even imagine. And Paul Reiser's talented, man.
Oh,
but he's great. He just doesn't have the kinetic.
He was very funny.
Was he?
He was very funny.
Yeah.
There just wasn't a chemistry that was going on.
That's happened before. Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz was. They filmed for quite a while with him in the lead role. And
the scene where he falls and hits his head. That's Eric Stoltz's head. When he falls out of the tree, bonks his head on the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's Eric Stoltz.
Wow. Okay.
Did not know that.
It's if you've never seen Bachelor Party, and it's worth going back for a visit. A number of people also texting in asking if we're going to bowl tonight, Adrian.
It's funny. I've had the great fortune and lucky to have 2 cult classic movies that are really they're targeting completely different people.
Yeah.
And it's just really kind of cool after all these years. You know, in theater, which is really my first love, and that's why I still do theater. If I'm going to be doing television and film, I'd rather be behind the camera these days. But if I'm going to act, I'd rather be on a stage, because that is the actor's medium. It's electric. It's like a drug. Yeah. Grease too. It was an opportunity to put it was my Danny Zuko that I put on film.
Right, because you weren't. They had to created another character, which is basically Danny Zuko.
Yeah,
and it was a weird thing because you had Grease comes out. You have Travolta's on a meteoric rise. You have Olivia Newton-John. You have all these big stars in it, and then they go with Grease 2, and they cast not unknowns, but
they actually did something really kind of. Took a big chance.
Yes.
In what they did. They did not. It was very unique what they did. They also created they created a musical that was never a proven hit on Broadway.
Right.
So none of these songs had ever been heard. It didn't have a track record or anything. And a lot of people, you know, Grease 1 obviously was a massive, huge success. But Grease 2 didn't actually do badly. It in its theatrical release, it made about $80 to $100 million.
I watched
at that time, and people think that it wasn't as big a hit, but today it outrents and outsells Grease 1.
Really?
It's more kid friendly, and it's actually more of the essence of what Grease, the original Broadway show, was about. It was about all the T-Birds. It was about all the Pink Ladies, whereas the movie of Grease became a vehicle for John and Olivia. In the play, Kaneki sings "Grease Lightning," not Danny.
That's true.
It's his car.
Yeah.
Everybody has had a song in the Broadway show to tell you their story, and that's what. So it's more of an ensemble piece. And Grease 2.
I guess from a couple of weeks ago, Nick pulled this up because we just played All My Life from Foo Fighters. They were on the set of the television show, The Morning Show.
Yeah, I think it was 2 episodes ago, maybe. And they came out and they rocked it, and it was really cool. It was just like a straight Foo Fighters concert to open the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Jennifer Aniston, a big fan.
Yeah.
So she was fangirling out big time, which is cool.
Yeah,
That's
I think
nice.
Grohl was kind of fangirling on her, too.
And why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Real quick, I'm a fan of our next guest. It's Andrew. Hi, Andrew. Are you there?
I am here.
I want to be your friend. Why do I want to be your friend?
Probably because I just made $500.
Damn right, man. Take me out for drinks or something. Be a nice thing. Andrew, tell us about you. Where are you from? What do you do, sir?
I'm from Middletown, Delaware. I'm a structural engineer in Wilmington. And now I'm $500 richer, so I'm going to take my wife out for a nice pasta dish.
Yes, pasta.
Splurge on some pasta.
The meal
Why
of the
not?
wealthy.
That's right. That is great. How long have you been listening to MMR, Andrew?
Oh, God, probably about 12 years.
I love that. Excellent, man. Well, listen, this is just a little nod, a little thank you for being a diehard listener of MMR and the Preston and Steve Show, and we hope you enjoy your $500. All right, my man?
Yes, thank you guys very much.
All right, spread the love. Thank you. Let's hear for Andrew, everybody. That is with the MMR Money Clips, and we're approaching the sunset on that for this particular round of the money giveaways, so don't miss your opportunities. Next one's coming up around 10 or so. You know what? Yes, thank you, Casey. We need to send a congratulations out to our good friend and former President of Steve Show family member, Beth Gardner. She and her husband, Tim, had a baby girl, and we congratulate them. It's their second child together, and her name is Kira Jane. So it's a very sweet name. So congratulations, Beth. That's really cool, man. We were at her wedding, had a blast, man.
Yeah.
It was such a great time.
I saw her. She was out on a walk with her baby and her dog, and this was probably 2 days before she had the baby, and she was walking to just jar that thing loose. She's like, I want this thing out of me.
Right. Yeah. I can imagine that could be daunting after a while.
I'm surprised they didn't give her the middle name Delco because she's a...
She might.
Or Wawa.
Or Wawa.
Kira Wawa.
Die Hard. Delco. I wonder if anybody's done that. Given a middle name
of Wawa or like Delco?
Or Delco or something really, really Philly local.
I
or
bet
not Philly,
you.
just in the general area.
Oh, I bet you with the way people are. Listen, people get us tattooed on them.
This is true.
I mean, it's it's not a big jump to that.
We've had people name their pets after us before.
Yes.
They definitely have done that.
That we have had.
And by the way, I got an update on a guy who named his horse Bajmir. Just outside of Chicago, actually, believe it or not. We're going to be there next week for the Radio Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. And he said if you have time to come by and take a look at Bajmir. But I don't know if we'll have time for that or not. Hey, I did want to bring something about one of our children here. And it's Nick's son, Ben. You had told us, and you haven't given us a full detail on this, but Ben has found a new hobby.
I was surprised by it. He's 15 years old, and he developed this hobby over summer vacation. He goes to this camp that Marissa and I have been to. I've mentioned many times, called Camp Taqua, and he started while at Taqua this summer playing poker.
Poker.
He's gotten really good at it, and so we played a little bit this maybe 2 or 3 weekends ago. He kicked my ass.
I think Hold'em, right? Like Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em, yeah.
Okay.
But there's several different varieties, Case, because his friends are into it too. So
they're all playing poker.
Well, so it was one of those things where like that's what I thought, Steve. I was like,
At
maybe
15.
it's just a summer camp thing. We're playing cards, we're hanging out, passing the time. Because at this camp, there's no screens, they just do like old school activities or whatever. But no, it wasn't just a summer camp activity. He's brought it home, and now all of his friends play Case. So yeah, they play different varieties.
So it's like night baseball, follow the queen. Whoever's dealing,
and whoever's hosting will set the terms and set the pot and all of that kind of stuff. And he's gotten really good at it, and he loves it. And so I don't think I even knew how to play poker until I was 18 or 19 years old. But he and all of his friends are really into this card game now.
Nick, how old is Ben again?
He's 15.
Yeah, so right around that age, I remember my brother Christopher, same thing. He got a poker table, he got the chips, and him and all of his friends started playing poker at that young age. They would have parties where they would come over and like play well into the evening.
Yeah, Ben's mom for Christmas, which was not for Christmas, for his birthday, which was in September, gave him a really fancy card set, the chips, the whole nine. So
the whole thing.
Yeah, and he's got and so his next what he wants for Christmas, a poker table.
So I have that.
The green felt and the whole night,
So I have that. And my family, when the pandemic happened last year, we sat around, we played poker. We played Texas Hold'em. Now, my son is a terrible poker player because he goes all in right away. It's like, I'm trying to teach you something here. But what you can...
He goes Casino Royale on his ass.
What you can get is a really nice, like, foldable poker tabletop that, it's hard. But it folds up into 3, and then so it stores away really easy. It's got cup holders and all that stuff. So
for their drinks,
for the drink,
right? Yeah.
Well, listen, he can drink iced tea.
Shirley Temples. Case, when did you start playing?
All right, college.
Okay.
So I played, and not until my sophomore year. My freshman year, I was busy playing Pinochle, which is a totally cool game for 18-year-olds. But when I was a sophomore, my younger friends who were freshmen, they would play the same thing. Night baseball, follow the queen, AC-doocy, whoever was dealing, it was their game. And I lost so much money, because you go there with cash, and then I'd bet, and then I would have no money, and then I would start betting with IOUs, and then I would have to go to the ATM the next day to start paying people IOUs.
Wow. Why does that, to me, like 15 seems like young to get into poker. Like that, to me, that'd be a game you pick up in college.
That version of it, it seems a little bit older. When I was a kid, we played 5-card draw and 7-card stud all the time, but just for fun. I never got into all the varieties of the games like Hold'em and stuff.
Yeah, I guess the way that I thought of it was like it's an adult game, not a kid's game.
Does he have cocktail waitresses?
Yeah, actually, they all have to wear the new Hooters uniform.
Yeah.
So they
that approach to it, where it's the dealer's called like that. I played that down the shore with like my friend's family, and that's more of a, you play with like pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and stuff like that. It's more of a like, hey, it's a game night in, and we're just going to kind of hang out and have fun. In college, it was like, I'm going to take all of your money that you have saved up over the summer.
So what are have you sort of tacitly put down, no money until a certain age, or has he asked?
Well, you'd think as a good parent that would be a decision that I would, but no. And like, listen, he's not crazy about the
Right,
betting. They,
yeah.
they do, Casey, what you just said.
It's just
you
like
know?
driving his Lamborghini.
Right. Well, yeah. That's his dream car, by the way. It's the Lambo. But he, no, it's and then their bets never really go over $1. But we played with my family this summer, and my nephew and my son took my dad for every penny that he had, and it was
Wow.
so. And my dad was playing along with the grandsons or whatever, but he would bluff you, and they would call it immediately. They knew nuance in a game that I thought a teenager would not be able to pick up on.
Wow, man, I was interested in card tricks and card manipulation at that age, but my real sort of foray into playing those kind of games was in college, and then it immediately left. It's not my thing.
What I have found, and this is just my opinion, is that poker and those games are no good unless you have some skin in the game. If you're not betting with money, then you don't play for real. Right? Like if you have, and I have done that. I've gone on to the, poker sites and stuff like, let's just play. And then, some dude goes all in right away. And it's like, can we just play for the fun of it? But no, unless you're actually playing for money and you actually have something to lose.
It's not the
other
real
than
experience.
Imaginary trip or chips, then it's not fun.
Wow. That's interesting. So this is a hobby he's picked up on.
Yeah, and not just him. I mean, he and all of his buddies sit around and when they hang out after school or whatever, this is the game that they play.
Have they taken anybody in the back room and broke their hands?
Not yet. No, but they have a hammer at the ready.
But
just
you
in
know what?
case.
Watching that Derek Del Guadio show, it makes me a little bit more leery about playing in back rooms or whatever.
I don't know the Derek Del Guadio show. What is this?
The magician show that we watched on Hulu.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right, because he was a wolf, and he needed to learn how to lose, pretend like he was losing, because he had all these great card skills, and he wanted to be, or he was talking to the guy that was the wolf.
Yeah, and then he ended up becoming a poker dealer,
right?
And fixing games for people.
I don't know. It's a mature. To me, it has a mature aspect to it.
Well,
is there any other things he's getting into that are of a more mature level?
No, but you know what I think?
I suggested upskirts, but I don't think that's
no, and that no.
No.
But I think that I thought maybe poker was more of an adult game because of the term strip poker when I was a kid. Like I think looking at the two words strip poker, and I'm like, oh, only adults can play this game.
Man, we
you're
did
taking your clothes off.
We did strip poker a few times with friends, men and women mixed. And we got all the way down to the buff, man.
Really?
Yeah, it was hilarious. Hilarious.
Fully naked. How many people were fully naked?
I think there were 6 of us playing, and by the end of it, we were all naked, man. And we were friends.
Yeah.
But we did this, and as you're going along, you get desensitized to it pretty quick.
I'm gonna have to call you, Mom.
It's like when we did the naked paintball thing, the Bambi hunt, and at first it's very, very awkward. Then after a while, you're just hanging out and whatever. You get over it pretty quick. But we did full on strip poker. That was hilarious.
Was it
we were hammered?
Was it at all sexy?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little tiddly.
A little bit.
Was there money involved? Well, there's no money because it's all clothing.
In fact, it's really more of a game of chance than anything, because you're basically you have
nothing to bet.
You got nothing to bet. Like it's not like as far as I know, you don't bet several. Well, I'm going to bet my shirt and my socks. It's like whoever has the worst hand has to take.
Well, if you watch that scene in Friday the 13th where they're playing strip poker, right? The original Friday the 13th, and then they start to do one sock is a garment, and there's always that sort of. No, you can't do that. No.
Take off your watch. That's one thing.
No.
So, yeah, we played it that way.
Do you have to play where everybody starts with the same amount of clothing on?
I don't know.
No one ever
I
does.
don't remember.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
But Nick, your son is not playing strip poker.
Not
He's
yet.
playing regular poker. So you walk into the house on a Friday night, it's him and his friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Nick has to go up to his own door, and a little thing slides back. Swordfish.
Let me go to Spencer. I like this. Hi, Spencer. Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on, guys?
Yo, buddy. Want to hear your story about playing poker in college, it says here.
All right. So back in college, when we were broke as a joke, we used to play what we called low-stakes poker. And what we used to do is bet bets. So, you would raise by making the bet more interesting. And one time it came to a friend bet sleeping outside. He was raised sleeping outside only in his underwear, covered in peanut butter.
Oh, God. Okay.
And he lost.
Oh.
And so every night, that weekend when the sun went down, he had to go outside covered in peanut butter, and he found a couch in someone's trash and drug it into the woods.
Oh, my God.
And on the last night, the police found him in the morning.
Oh, my God.
And they thought he was covered in, well,
crap.
not peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And he just started shouting, like, I lost a bet. I lost a bet. I lost a bet.
That's great. That's
wow. So that's like poker
He got
meets.
he got out of trouble and everything like that, but we had to stop playing that game.
Listen, he made good on his bet. He didn't welch.
No, he didn't welch.
I'm impressed.
That's poker.
Amen to that.
Poker
man.
meets
He
truth or
stood
dare,
by his
right?
word.
Yep, totally.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Spencer. Appreciate it, man.
You guys ever play AC Doocy?
No. What's the game?
All right, so it's been a long time since I played it. I think it's essentially like high or low.
Okay.
Right. So, but I was playing one time in college, and now listen, you can lose your money because you make the bet, right? So it's like, let's say, but you can only bet as much as is that's in the pot, right? So if there's $10 in the pot, you can't bet $20. But I was playing one time, and there was a lot of money in the pot, and so the card was dealt, and then I saw what the next card was. So and it was like a ridiculous thing, right? It was like nobody would call over, right? But it was over. And I remember I go, hang on a second, I need a moment. And I went into the other room, my friend Vince, I go, dude, like, the next card's a 9. And I'm like, I can win. Like there was like a couple $100 on the table. And I'm like, what do I do? Right? He goes, well, don't bet the whole thing, but you can bet a lot. And so is that cheating? Is that?
No. You saw it.
I saw it.
No, you did not actively go out of your way to gain an advantage.
Right.
It was shown to you. It was knowledge that was you
It was the dealer's fault.
Casey, you did not cheat.
Okay.
No, I don't think. What would you guys think?
No, but is there an own? No, because then thered be a whole plethora of things that would be.
Is there an honor code?
Right.
Where you're agreed upon, if you see something, if it is tipped, it is up to you
It is
to say something. I disagree 100%.
No, it's up to each player and the dealer to keep their cards hidden.
Yeah.
And if they don't, that's not your fault.
The dealer has a job. We call that bleeding, by the way. We play cards at home,
Right.
and if you can start to see somebody else's card, we say you're bleeding.
So if you're actively trying to see someone else's cards,
yes, you're
then
cheating.
That's the violation.
Yes.
Man, we would play A-hole in college a lot, and it's like a strategy game.
You were supposed to cheat in that game.
Well, but that was what I was going to say. It's like a drinking game.
Right, yeah.
But, man, people would just be rampant with the cheating. And if you caught somebody cheating at A-hole, they were the automatic A-hole because the president was in charge, and the president could make everybody drink, and the A-hole was the lowest on the rung. But, man, people would try to cheat every single hand.
Sure.
I'm going to go to Bob next. Hey, Bob, good morning.
What's up, fellas?
Yo, Bob, what's up, man?
So I heard you guys say AC Doocy.
Yeah.
I just learned how to play it, and I just thought it was fun to call pot, so I would do it every single time.
Oh, my God.
And, so, I went down, the first few rounds, $30, $10. One round I went down to 60, but it was just fun. But then the pot went up to $4.90. And you have to get between a 2 and a king. There's a good chance there's a good chance it's going to be between a 2 and a king. Called it, got pot, got my $4.90, and then some kid leans back, and I was like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Well, I don't have any money on me, but I have to Venmo you an extra $300."
Oh my God!
I didn't make him do it.
See, I'm not good at because I'm trying to understand what he's talking about.
What does calling pot mean?
Yeah, so whatever money is on the table, that's the pot. So
and that's the basis of AC Doocy.
But if it was outside of a king and a 2, I would owe double of what's on the table.
Okay, see, I know what the pot is, but when you call pot, I don't know what that means.
You're betting
So
the pot.
You're betting the pot. Okay.
So let's say there was a 2 and a king out, and I called pot. If it's between, I pull all the money. If it's outside, if it's an ace, I would owe $4.90 times 2.
Right. Okay.
My attention span is so limited that I'd be horrible at these games. A good card game for me is what card am I holding?
Well, I mean, listen, that is essentially it. You're basically calling high or low, and that's
it.
So, yeah. So, Bob, I do have a question though. So it's between a 2 and a king, and you call pot, and you're going to bet. And hang on. My question is, what if a 2 or a king comes out? Is that a push?
Oh God! So then that means you would owe, I think, triple. Oh, no, you would. No, I'm sorry. If it lands on a Tour King, that's the double the amount on the table. If it lands outside, you just owe the amount on the table.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
Nick,
because it's more astronomical that you would. Yeah. Okay.
Is Ben playing Easy Doocy?
Wow. Thanks, Bob.
No, it's just like 5-card poker, and hold'em, that type of thing. Traditional games or whatever. But I'm sure that at some point they'll get bored of the games that they're playing, and switch it up. Start
what if he
playing
starts
different
running
ones.
a casino?
Yeah, I mean, like he's got the brain for it,
right?
Here's a text says, woman played strip poker with a couple of guys. My best girlfriend in college. We were definitely drinking pretty heavily, and they suggested it, of course, hoping that the girls would get naked. Little did they know, the two of us were actually pretty good at poker, and by the end of it, it was a couple of naked guys, and the girls were still fully clothed.
That's
that
great.
one definitely backfired on them. Wow. And yeah, Casey, I think people are siding for you.
Okay.
That you did not cheat.
Yeah, it's the dealer's fault, right?
I mean, so is the onus on me to go, hey, I saw the next card. I saw the next card.
How much money did you win?
You know what? It was only $4,000 or $5,000.
Yeah, that's
somewhere
it.
in that neighborhood. Not
Nick,
much.
How many
for a college
cigars
student.
can Ben smoke in one?
Yeah, he's into smoking now. There's a lot of whiskey.
I'm going to go to Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Good morning.
Good morning. Congrats on your winning.
Husband,
Steve.
Thank
Radio
you.
Hall of
That's
Fame.
very
Thank
nice.
you. We
Thank you.
appreciate that, Michelle. What's up?
Okay, here's the thing. I grew up in the far northeast by Byberry State Hospital. I used to hang on the corner with all the guys and play poker, 7-card stud, and follow the queen.
Okay.
And you'd play it out on the street corner? Were you good?
Yeah. Well, we grew up in row homes, right there in the far. So you hung on the corner by your house, and you sat in a circle, and you started playing with change, and then you were up someone a quarter, a dime, depending on what's going with the pot, and then we get up to dollars and buy. I'm still winning to this day.
So you've continued playing on the street corner. You just play for coins.
Yeah, coins and dollars. Then you get up to dollars, and then you know.
Wow. I bet you. Are you? So you're good?
Huh?
Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I've been winning. Just tell you, I've been winning. I have to brag on the radio since 1985, and I'm still winning.
You ever take that over to the casino?
I don't really care for it. It's boring. I get bored. It's like, you know what? I used to go to Reno all the time, my friends, and we would just sit at the bar, drink, and play the poker machines for fun.
I like Michelle.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, you're right. You're on the street corner.
You're a
reminds you of
purist.
Preston, the
Thanks, Michelle.
Bronx Tales.
What's
when
that?
he's playing when he's in Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing with the mobsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Casey, follow the queen. That's not 3-card Monty. is
No,
it?
follow the queen is, I think, essentially whatever card is dealt after the queen becomes the wild.
Oh, wow.
And so your hand can change over time. Like,
like
you
that.
can, you could be sitting there with like a 3 of a kind or a full house, and then the queen can come up, and that will change your hand
I
completely.
like Hungry Hippos.
Oh my God, that's a lot of
Simple
fun, too.
game.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Bond play that at Casino Royale.
The first time I watched the movie Rounders, which is a great movie and a great poker movie, I didn't understand it. Like, for some reason, poker's it's kind of beyond me a little bit. And some of the bets that Matt Damon would make in that movie, and the way that he would play Malkovich, I know that he's using skill there. It's just I don't get where that skill comes from.
Well, I mean,
Hanging
listen,
around.
Yeah.
Hanging around. Can't get rid of him.
It's a fun ride. It's,
You used to play a lot.
It's kind of realistic, but but also at the same time, oh, hang on a second. When he licks the cream off of the Oreo, that's his big tell. And nobody,
Right.
I mean, it's silly, but
I've got a good hand.
Yeah. I think when you're playing one game, that's when that sort of can take place. When you're doing what your son's doing, I think it's harder because there are so many different strategies, right? And so my strategy is better at Hold'em, right?
There's a kid
when you open when it's like stud or Omaha or any of these other things, I'm like, I don't necessarily know how to play.
We were talking about it over the weekend, and there's a kid named Eli, and he wins most of the time. And so, Eli's already in charge of this little group of kids because
He's the little chief.
Yeah. He's the one who's sets the game and wins a lot.
Well, patience is key when it comes to poker. I mean, honestly, I hear people, I've heard people brag about how many times they folded. It's like, all right, it's better to fold and lose a little money or no money than it is to be ballsy and, go all in.
I don't know. I never got into it, but it's interesting that he's doing it that age. And,
you were a craps guy most of the time, right?
Yeah, I would play craps.
Mr. Devereaux, that was your casino alter ego, and you were loving it.
It was fun. And then I realized, so I was kind of keeping track of roughly what I was winning and losing. And I did it over a year's time, and I pretty much broke even.
Which is good, actually.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It is good. It's real good, actually. But then I was like, well, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, I'm not really getting out of this, anything out of this. And also, I saw some people around me that probably shouldn't have been betting their entire paycheck on the table.
That's
and
sad.
It kind of bummed me out a little bit. So I was like, oh man, I don't want to,
Did you wear the eye patch on the same eye all the time, or did you move it back
I
and forth?
switched it around a little bit. Sometimes I put it on my mouth, which was confusing for the dealers.
I like blackjack's my game, and that's what I like to play. But I agree with you and your perspective on it, Preston. But the way that I saw it is like you're just buying some entertainment for a little stretch. And you're hanging out, sometimes having some drinks with friends or whatever. I never won a lot of money playing blackjack, but I never lost a lot either. So it's just, some time that's fun.
Blackjack can suck because you can sit there at the table and do everything.
Oh,
right.
Yes.
I
just
made
get destroyed.
Yep, and just get destroyed. And that happened to me the last time I played. I was like, I just sat, but it was fun. I was there with somebody who was playing blackjack for the first time in their life. And so that was neat, and I just sat there, and for an hour and a half, I just bled money.
Oh yeah. And we were at Parker's birthday party, and we were playing blackjack all night. All of us, just the dealers, just destroying us. And like every now and then, you'd hear somebody screaming over at the roulette table, and just like "F you, suck it." But we had a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost $300-400, but we had a great time.
Yeah, that's what you paid for that play.
Yeah. Like
That's
Nick was
it.
saying,
Yeah.
it's for the entertainment, which is now. At what point with Ben and his hobby at 15 years old, where you go, I think we need to reel it back a little bit there, buddy.
Yeah, when he starts losing his bicycle, and,
because maybe he's going to want to start playing other games too.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Where's your squirt gun?
Yeah, that's the fear that he actually starts taking the gambling portion of it seriously. But right now, it's
Dad, there's some people coming here tonight.
Steve, they pull up in a limo and throw him out on the front lawn.
They slow down.
Yeah.
Those are some friends of mine.
Right. But I will say, in Rounders, the one thing that Matt Damon does say is, it's when he's arguing with his girlfriend or wife or fiance or whoever she is, he's like, there's a reason that all the same people are in like the final table.
Oh, yeah.
There is listen, it is a game of chance, but there's skill involved, no doubt. Yeah. And so your son is smart. Like these guys, simple arithmetic, just being able to, add quickly.
That's one thing that's always
calculus.
It's always pissed me off with the notion that because someone has the ability or is astute enough to count cards, which is it's not exceeding the parameters of the game. You're simply good at the game, that you will sometimes be penalized for that. I don't get that.
I was always amazed when I would go play craps at the craps dealers and their ability to quickly do math.
Unreal.
Because it blew me away. I needed help. I'm not very good at math. And when they're making change and you have a lot of money on the table and a lot of different bets and each roll creates something, they're asking you questions about, all right, you need, if you won, you won 8, and the numbers aren't even in craps. So like sometimes, sometimes it's like,
I'm
all right,
thinking.
You won $12. You need to give me $3 to press another bet on this and blah blah blah. And it's happening all so fast. And there's all these people that are really good at it, and I'm not. That's part of the reason why I bailed on it too, because the math was real fast.
What's 5 and 7?
Hang on. No, but dealers, like the skill involved, and a good dealer can do all of that and then be social at the same time. Chat with you and get to know you. And,
Sure.
It's a tough job.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let us know how it goes.
I will. Yeah.
We'll start calling him Worm, because that was
that's right.
Ed Norton's character in Rounders.
Yeah.
How's Worm doing? Interesting. Well, that's at 15 years old. It's an interesting hobby.
It is
life skill.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, we have your chance to win. No betting involved at all. It's a Preston and Steve Tattoos Day today.
Yeah.
$350 gift certificate for Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. All you need to do is text the word tattoo to 39333, and you might win a tattoo from Floating World and Piercing. Floating World Tattoo and Piercing. We also have very little skill required as well. The MMR Money Clip coming up in 1 hour from now, exactly. So we'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. That stuff and more coming up. We'll be right back.
It was directed by Pat Birch, who was the choreographer of the Broadway show. So she wanted me to do that role badly because they wanted to put a rock star in that role because there weren't any known faces. Michelle had just done, I think, Hollywood Nights.
This is Michelle Pfeiffer
with Tony Danza.
Right.
At that point, it wasn't a big hit or anything like that.
I remember it,
And Maxwell Caulfield was not. He was an English actor, but hadn't done much. And they really wanted a rock star in that role. But Pat wanted me to do it, so she strategically brought me in. After they would see like one of Casey and the Sunshine Boys or one of the Gibb brothers or whatever, and then I went in and said, "All right, it's still his. All right, it's still." Until after 12 callbacks, they finally said, "Wow, right, it's his role."
Well, honestly, I watch it every time it's on. It has a good energy to it. You're again sort of a self-deprecating, funny guy. The whole bowling sequence is pretty. You can't help but get swept up in it, and it has its own energy. And to this point, you had a lot of talented people involved with it.
Yeah, a lot of people came out of that thing. Even the Seagal twins went on. The girls who were the cheerleaders went on to have their own series.
You have a lot of fans in Philadelphia, and to prove that, I'm gonna show something to you. I don't know if anybody has made you aware of this or not, but I think Steve made an offhand comment one day about somebody getting an Adrian Zemit tattoo. So we do this feature every Tuesday called Tattoozy. People come in and actually get a tattoo from our show. It's called the Preston and Steve. They'll get a tattoo with us in it, and we've been doing it for years and years and years. We had a guy who called in and volunteered to get an Adrian Zemit tattoo.
God, I'm looking at it right now.
This is a guy. That's your face on his right pec. It's huge. This was within the last year.
Within the last year, yeah.
Yeah, that we
and
had
the guy
this done.
Eagerly came in.
Please tell me that's not permanent.
That's permanent. That's a real tattoo on this man's chest.
So when he's 90 years old and I look 90 on his chest.
Yes.
What was I thinking?
So we took a picture of you from Grease 2, and that is now permanently on this guy's chest, Adrian.
This reminds me of something that Sally Struthers said about tattoos back when we were doing Grease. She said, "Oh yeah, back in the '60s, I was a flower child. I got a tattoo of a butterfly on my butt. Now it's going into its cocoon."
We're so delighted that you had a chance to come by here. We are big fans.
Nice to come in.
We knew you'd be great.
Yeah, we knew you'd be cool. That's great, man. Excellent.
It's my pleasure.
And you know what? We should do a promotion where we go bowling with Adrian sometime.
Yeah.
How cool would that be? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, some love for Adrian Zemit.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. There was an email that was sent out that we were going to have our studios checked because there may have been bed bugs brought into the area. And we've had everything checked out. They actually just brought a dog in to sniff. Yeah, I think it was Jack Russell is what it looked like.
Yep. Josie was her name.
Josie is the dog. And there's no bed bugs.
Well, no, that's not true. There were on a chair.
Oh, was there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Or yeah, it was sort of like a warm zone or something.
A warm zone.
They call those.
That's what I
There's
call my
not-
chairs at home. Yeah, my warm zone.
I think what everybody was worried about was an infestation, which I guess is not the case if it was just on the chair. I don't know.
Just on the chair. The rest of the place is apparently clean. Josie scoured our studio and nothing.
And I'm never coming back again.
You would have thought there was a radiation leak here.
Yeah. So I never told my wife that there was a bed bug.
She wouldn't have let you go to work.
No.
That was the first thing I told my wife, and I started laughing.
Yeah.
Because, listen, I'm surprised that's all we have. They're ripping the entire building apart, walls that haven't been opened up in years.
Yeah.
I imagine at night there must be a big vermin hoedown when we leave. Because you walk around, there's these cavernous, like a wall will disappear. Yeah. There's a big opening now.
Yeah.
You walk down one hall, it's 11 degrees, and then the next hall, it's 1,400 degrees. It's a whole new environment. It's like you're on some spaceship that's just, morphing all the time, and that's what this is here.
Well, I'm just glad that they alerted us to it.
Yeah.
Because during some of the construction, apparently they were removing asbestos, and nobody ever told us.
Well, that's when that wall went up down at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
Because, and I almost walked into that wall. That's how quickly it went up. I started to turn down to go down to what I thought was Chuck's office down the hall that used to exist.
Like Looney Tunes.
And there was a wall.
So my wife will, when we go check into a hotel, It's always the same situation. We open the door, we shut the door, we leave our bags right at the door while she goes and strips all the beds and looks through all the furniture for bed bugs. She's like definitely
She's fanatical.
So before you guys even enter the room,
we have to leave our bags at the door. There's an inspection.
I really wanted to come in a hazmat suit or some sort of bubble, but I couldn't find anything.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going through our text chain, and I'm like, hey, by the way, this is going on. I'm not going to tell my wife. And then Kathy immediately goes from 0 to freaking out.
Oh, yeah.
You know, get the F out of here. I'm not coming into work tomorrow. Who the F has bed bugs? Holy F, no, like 1,000 exclamation points. And then she says, do you know how hard it is to get rid of bed bugs? What's the company going to do about it? And when? And then Preston sends a GIF, of like a bed bug jug band.
Yeah, playing music. And then Kathy fires back, that's not funny.
It's not funny.
I think I said F you to anybody who's not taking this seriously.
And then I think Nick said, read Joe's email. And then Kathy says, F the email, F the bed bugs, and F whoever doesn't think this is a big deal. Where are we going to do our show tomorrow? Clearly, we can't go to the station, and we need an on-site location.
My house is clean.
Ready.
My house is clean.
Yeah. She was ready to set up shop somewhere else.
100%. If you guys would have said, yeah, we have to do the show somewhere else, I would offer it up my house.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
So it was one bug down the hall, right?
Yes!
Okay, I'm just asking.
Could you see Casey coming home? Diane wants to check him, so she takes out the blue light. Doesn't find any bed bugs, just semen
Bathe in
stains.
semen. Yeah.
All over my face.
We're good. The woman was saying that they have dogs that can do all sorts of that check for bugs that actually will.
Wait a minute. I thought you meant that bed bugs use dogs to travel around.
Back up.
Mush for a ride.
I thought you meant as piggybacking.
You've never seen the bed bug Iditarod?
No.
It's good. Yeah.
It must be majestic.
It's compelling.
Yeah, good dog, good dog. It's good dog. Yeah. I love being out here in the open range. Yeah.
Let's do music news.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Hailstorm singer Lizzie Hale has confirmed in an interview that the band is compiling a special package to celebrate the 10th anniversary of its self-titled debut album. Released in 2009, the LP featured the single I Get Off. I get off.
Bill Weston, I get off.
So anyhow, Hailstorm.
I'm gonna shoot.
Oh, dude.
I get off.
All right. Now I'm thinking about Bill at the moment of ecstasy.
Oh, no!
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Bill's pillow talk. I get off. I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah, it's about to happen. You feel a little tingling
Heading down the tunnel.
Another
tunnel of love.
Barn door! Barn door!
Barn door's open.
Look at this door.
Quickly, massage my low-hanging fruit. I'm almost there.
There's no way we can do a meeting today.
There's
no way.
Steve just canceled the meeting.
I can't look at him ever again.
What do you think the recap's going to be like today?
Oh, Lord.
I think we got a C-.
Yeah.
Well, the Bella show is done. Maybe he's talking to him right now. Is Thursday, June 6th. Today is Tom Araya's birthday. He's in a band. Casey, could you say that name for me, please?
Yeah. It's
if you don't mind. Thank you. Anytime that I actually need to say the word Slayer,
let him do it.
I'm going to have Casey do it. I can't yell like that.
The band.
We also have Tom Araya, singer and bassist from Slayer. Ladies and gentlemen, Slayer. And he is. That's the only way you can say the name of that band. He's 53 years old today.
Yeah, I can't yell like that.
He is 58 years old today, by the way. So, yeah, maybe it's time to hang it up.
But possible.
You can only do that hardcore to a certain age, and then you're done. Slayer! Ladies and gentlemen, Slayer!
I actually never had that conversation with my father, but I just had that conversation with my son. I pulled him into a room. It was just he and I talking. I said, "Hey, listen."
You listen to me.
No. I said, "This. This is not to embarrass you. I'm just telling you, you're not a little kid anymore. You're turning into a young man, and so you're at a point in your life where you have to shower every single day, and you have to put deodorant on under your arms every single
right?
time."
I mean, that's a standard talk, right?
Casey, the reason we had the talk with my son, who's 12, is because he stunk.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's like, dude, you need to shower more.
But it's
and
embarrassing when you hear that.
When you do shower, you need to wear deodorant because there's an effect, and it's just what happens when you get a little bit older. But like, he needs to do it because he's going to get made fun of. He'll be the stinky. I don't want to have the stinky kid.
The stinky kid.
No.
One thing I didn't do throughout my entire school, and I've mentioned this on the air before, and that is junior high and high school. I never washed my gym clothes. Ever.
No?
Oh, I think a lot of kids.
The whole year.
I
know, right?
All right. Did you go to gym a lot?
Every day.
Every day,
Were you active in gym, or were you a cool kid standing off to the side?
No,
okay.
no. Yeah,
You were the kid that smelled like Doritos.
You had to participate. Doritos.
Yeah, that's what the gym suit would smell like if you didn't wash
We
it.
said hoagies. We go. So we say to the kids, "All right, you got to take a shower. You smell like hoagies."
We should put out a Twitter poll. What does body odor smell like? Because we've heard hoagie and Doritos. And now that I remember, I do remember associating smell with, I think, my own body odor. You ever sniff your own pit? Do a little sniff
occasionally.
check?
Yeah.
You have to check.
So I remember smelling when I was younger that I always thought that my own armpit smelled like onions and mustard.
Really?
Yes.
To get mixed together.
Now, would you normally eat that?
Yes.
Okay, so
on hot
it's
dogs.
pleasant for you.
Yeah, so I kind of liked it.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's why. Maybe you did actually, you're sweating out the onions.
I didn't even think about that.
Well, you can sweat out garlic.
Yeah.
Like if you eat a very garlic-based diet, and when you sweat, you can smell like garlic.
Yeah. Which is a fairly pleasant
Can you
smell.
sweat
Right,
out
that's
apple crumbles?
Apple crumbles.
Let's try.
I don't know.
What about chocolate chip cookies?
Blueberry.
I just want to see if I'm missing an opportunity here to sweat out chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
So hoagies, Doritos, and mustard and onions, and I'm sure there are other people that have a scent that they basically have labeled as body odor.
Well, of course, we talked about this, that the old belief is that when white people, Caucasians, get wet, they smell like dogs.
Like wet dog.
Right.
Yep,
and dogs' paws smell like corn chips.
Yeah.
And that is actually true.
Yeah.
So these different things. I don't know. We tend to be enamored of our own smell, right? To some extent.
Enamored with our own? Yeah. I mean, that's why the smell of your own farts is actually really good. It's a pleasant thing.
Not always.
Well, listen, you can
every single time.
You can blow yourself out every now and then.
No, you
but
can't.
you're pretty proud of it.
Well, yes, exactly. That's the defined distinction.
That's
Is
a
even though
prize winner right there.
it may be horrible, you're like, oh my God, I'm a champion.
I've had to leave the room from my own.
You've offended yourself with your own gas?
I didn't say I wasn't proud of it. I was like, man, that was strong enough to make me leave.
Did you walk out cursing yourself?
Yeah.
What kind of animal am I?
Kind of impressed.
I honestly, Nick, I didn't think that was possible. Like, I swear to God, the worse that it smells for you, the best that it smells for me.
Okay.
Like, if it's a really bad one where I'm like, oh man, Preston's going to be really
It's like
mad.
licking your elbow. It's almost impossible to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you have one that's coming and you can tell by the
it's gonna be
by
bad.
the heat and so on or the pressure and you know it's going to piss me off, do you actually go, oh yeah, that's a good one?
No.
You know,
WMMR.
Said I was going to try to get some overdue shout outs. Let me go to this one. It says, I'm writing a letter. Hope you guys will give my fantastic best friend, Mandy Davenport, a shout out for her birthday. Mandy's a diehard longtime fan of the Preston and Steve show. And she says that she's a longtime listener of the show, and this would just make her birthday extra special. She and I were actually introduced because of the show.
How about that?
And without it, might not be friends. In fact, we have been out to several events of yours together over the years and have met many of the show's members. This past year has been a rough one for her, but she's been working extremely hard to be the best that she can be. And I and my family are very proud of her and love her. This shout out would make her day, week, month. Her birthday is October 17th, but she podcasts, so anytime around that would be great. Thank you for all you do. And it says, that is from Holly Bruno, and she says, P.S. EJ says, happy birthday, Aunt Mandy. So here's a shout out for the lovely Mandy Davenport. Here's one that says, hey, you guys, have you noticed at the end of It's Always Sunny's credits that they do bass backwards in a sense?
Yes.
It changes as the season goes, but they utter a word or phrase backwards. Are you guys aware? I've never heard you address it.
We actually
by
asked them
you
about
or
it.
any of the Sunny Gang. What's that?
I'm sorry, you were reading something.
That's all right.
No, we have asked them about it.
I don't remember asking.
Yeah,
them
well,
about
I
it.
mean, we've had them on so many times.
Yeah, there's just a quick little snippet at the end of the credits where they say something backwards, and it started off as I think their names, and so but they've been doing it at the end of the credits since the show began.
By the way, it's Friday. There you go.
That's what they started with.
There's more to this email, but you know what else? The reason I decided to watch Gravity Falls with my daughter is she showed me a YouTube video of all the episodes where there was backwards talking.
Yeah.
And then they would play them forward to show what they were. And I'm like, wait, this is a cartoon that has like backwards masking in it, And she's like, yeah. She says, it's really cool. So when they would do these certain chants and so on, they were saying things. And so I was kind of intrigued by it. And the fact that whole cartoon series was actually a progressive storyline. It had a beginning and end to it. It wasn't just, like SpongeBob episodes. Everything tied in and eventually came together. So I watched the entire series with her like a year ago.
There was an
awesome.
episode of The Simpsons early on where they did Who Shot Mr. Burns, and Lisa Simpson comes out in it's this Twin Peaks riff where she comes out and she starts talking backwards to Chief Wiggum, and the way that who's the actress? Is it Yeardley? Yeah, Yeardley Smith talked about that. She did it just like you do it, Preston.
Oh, yeah.
She had to say the thing backwards, and then that's how they recorded it, and so it sounded like when we do back afterwards.
She did a solid job of it too. I remember watching that.
We should get that audio because that whole riff from Twin Peaks, they would have Kyle MacLachlan would be sitting on the couch, and there was always this sort of bizarre state he would go into, and a little person would come out and talk, and it was always backwards. I don't know if it was played backwards or if he as well was doing that thing where you say it yourself without playing it backwards.
I'll mention another famous backward scene, Steve, which is from Top Secret.
Oh, yes, with Peter Cushing.
And the reason they did that is because it was supposed to be in Swedish, and they were joking around. They said, well, Swedish sounds like English backwards. So they shot the entire sequence. They're speaking in English, but they're playing it backwards, the whole scene. And everything they're doing looks like it's moving forward except for some very obvious effects.
It's brilliant.
It's such a great sequence.
When he blows the dust off the book.
Yeah, and it all goes back onto the book.
And then the dog walks through backwards and the whole thing. Yeah, it's terrific.
Do you want to hear some of the Always Sunny in backwards?
Yeah. Real quick, let me do this, and then we'll do that. It says, also, Preston, I've been waiting on a high grandmom shout out for my almost stepdaughter, Yules, and the days just keep going by. I stream every show, so when you get the chance to get to that, that would be great. I love you guys, Gadzooks. Says from John Cantwell. So a high grandmom. Shart, if you could.
Oh, they're on separate pages in case you want to handle the fart on this one.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Hi, Grandma.
There we go. Thank you. So, and by the way, sometimes it takes me a while to get.
Yeah,
to
come
these.
on, man.
Sometimes I don't get to him at all.
He's a working man.
Get off my nuts, John. All right, what's up, Case? What are we playing here?
This is Always Sunny backwards.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it brown? Is it brown? Is it brown? Good work. Is it
Oh, that's it backwards. Is it brown? Is it brown? Is it brown? Good?
Yeah.
There he says.
Is it brown? Is it brown? Is it brown? Good work.
Is it brown? Is it brown? Is it brown? Good work.
Interesting.
There's
And
another
maybe
one.
just something random.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This
All
is
right.
oh, sorry.
No, you got another one?
Yeah.
Go for it. Jesus.
Clown, baby brown clown, clown, baby brown clown.
It's gibberish.
Yeah. So whatever makes them laugh that week.
I guess so.
You know?
All right.
Okay. Nice. Here's another quick shout out. Says, hey, I want to send a shout out to my best friend, Rachel. Her and her husband have finally officially adopted their daughter after a very long battle and process, and I'm so proud of them both for fostering and then adopting their daughter. Rachel and I became best friends because of your show.
Man, look
There's
at
another
this.
one.
We're like a force for good in the world, I guess.
I had been laughing while listening to your podcast in the office when Rachel had approached me to ask what I kept laughing at when I told her I was listening to Preston and Steve. That is when we knew that we would be best friends. We had been to several cardboard classics. Our sorority sisters have been in studios, and I even sent her a birthday card with the entire dialogue of Casey and Eric Lindros's love song written out. She writes, thank you all for being that common ground to build our friendship on, and congratulations to Rachel and Michelle and Michael on their adoption.
Eric Lindros would be calling my phone.
Yes. And have a nice flight, and please forget about the moose for a moment, she says.
To Eric, because we're kind of around the same age, so I don't know what it was, but I sort of fell in love with you a little bit in a totally gay way.
Oh, God.
I don't know. You do that to guys, Eric.
You do it to
to
dudes.
dudes, man.
I don't know what just happened here, but it was uncomfortable.
Geez, these things happen.
Oh, geez.
They're going to happen. And, there are some ways to...
Should I let it go?
Yeah, we got to hear the end. It's the best part.
Stay away from them occurring, but they will occur from
Here we
time
go.
to time.
So you're in Toronto now?
Yeah.
I want you back here in Philly.
Okay. We want you back here in Philly. Yes, Nick.
Speaking of adoption, did you guys see the story that was floating around yesterday or the day before? The kid got adopted officially, and he invited his entire class to join him in the courtroom.
Adorable.
It was the cutest thing I've seen in a long time.
My
And the
goodness.
kid is adorable. All of these classmates who were all in kindergarten were holding up these cardboard things that they were like hearts. And they were just talking about in the courtroom why they were there, and it was because that they loved him. They wanted to be there.
God!
It's just I was floored seeing the story. Yesterday. It was so freaking adorable.
That was in the news a while ago.
Is it an older story?
I don't know. I don't know if it's an older story but that specific family was in, maybe because he was going. They were going to go for the adoption or whatever it was. But I remember seeing him and all the support that he got from the kids in his class. Really cute.
Marissa?
Nick, I came across it too. We must follow some same meme account. It's a second story in a week that I've looked up that was like 2 or 3 years old.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So this one, it was a kid who got adopted. He was so cute. And I went to Google to find the real story. And I was like, I'm so upset that it's not being reported on. And then I realized that it was from 2019. And then, Preston, there was another one about a bird that was orange that they found that was covered in curry. But that was from 2017.
And did that bird get adopted?
No.
Oh.
But he did get cleaned up. I was going to send to you for the bizarre files. I was like, oh, this is hilarious.
Oh,
and
right.
I started doing research, and I was like, oh, it's 5 years old.
I do get stories that people send me that are either outdated or are just flat out false. And I mean so obviously false that I have to send it back. Thank you, but take another look at that story.
This might be inaccurate.
It's not even close.
But I've told you guys about things that like make me cry, and that one made me tear up
Oh my
because
God,
it's
yes.
so cute. And the little kid and the judge let him bang the gavel to like make it official. He was up on the stand up there.
I'm a sucker for the children who get a little bit older, and then as a present will sort of ask for the foster parent to adopt them.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
It is funny though, like when that stuff, if you miss the story the first time around and then it resurfaces via memes or amalgamation accounts or whatever, that you see it and it's it was new. It was new for me yesterday.
Are you slightly disappointed that it's an old story?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought
Just
I was
a
like,
little bit.
This is cool that I saw it and I want to share it with
Now,
everybody.
Nick, you wanted to tell us something about the Hindenburg, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw this. It's tragic.
It blew up.
It was
bad.
in this field.
It was bad.
No, I know what you're saying, and it's touching and wonderful and beautiful and should be celebrated again and again. But when you find out, oh man, son of a bitch, damn it!
It's not as cute as I thought it was.
2 years late, or I don't, like you're saying, I don't get to share this.
Yeah.
I was going to be the one who shared this.
It's a cruddy commercial.
God. Wow. All right. Well, Marissa shared something with me, and we just played the Eric Lindros clip, which kind of ties into this. But NBC Sports had a feature that they did, and was this their idea? Do we know, Nick?
Well, it's not an original idea. Speaking of new ideas versus older ideas, but I've seen other people do this, and I think they did it with the Eagles a few years back. But they took it and they ran with it with some of the guys. Some of the Flyers who joined the team this year. There's a whole bunch of new guys on the team, new faces. And so Taryn Hatcher, who's doing a great job as pre- and post-game host for the Flyers, ran this video last night before the game.
All right. This is new players trying to pronounce names of local areas.
All right.
Bala Sinwide.
Bala Sinwid?
Bala Kunvid.
Bala Sinwid? Bala Sinwide.
Bala Sinwid. Con Shohoken.
Con Shohoken?
Oh.
Cons Hohoken. Consaken? Con Shohoken.
Not bad.
Con Shohoken.
Yeah. Shulkill.
Shulkill? Shayukil? Shulkill?
Shulkill. Strulkill. Schuylkill?
Ah. Okay.
No.
I think, honestly, if I went through it again,
That was when they were explaining it to him. Somebody off camera goes to school and he's like, Schuylkill?
I thought he was.
I wouldn't know one.
Yelling it.
Schuylkill.
What the hell? How the hell do you get that?
The guy that actually did the best was Rasmus Ristolainen, who's
Yeah.
from Finland.
Yeah.
Kinvid.
Yeah.
Bala Kinvid.
He did better than the Canadians and the Americans.
All right, I don't know which words are Native American and
Bala Kinvid is Welsh.
as well. Okay, because this area did have a pretty healthy Finnish population, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Or maybe it might have been Swedish. Swedish.
Yeah, the Swedish.
They're all in the same area.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all the
It's
same.
similar flags.
Yeah. They pretend they're different, but they're exactly the same.
The one that I had issue when I first moved into the area, and I think it was actually years later when we were on the show together, and it was Gloucester.
Oh,
Gloucester,
yeah.
I think I said Gloucester or something like that.
Okay.
It's kind of spelled like Worcester. Worcester,
Mass?
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Is Worcester or no? Yeah, is that
There's a Worcester in this area.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But up there it's Worcester.
Exactly.
Yes, Worcester, Massachusetts.
Which is where you get Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah.
You know, Worcester. If you look at it, it's spelled the same as
Right.
Yeah.
Named after
However
the English
the hell
town.
hell.
Our
Knock
town,
it off.
The one in our area is Worcester. The one in Massachusetts is Worcester.
Is Worcester.
Yeah.
And is this Gloucester County?
Yeah, not
New Jersey.
Gloucester.
Not Gloucester.
Or Gloucester.
Gloucester. That's the one that I would stumble over a little bit. Gloucester.
Lived here my whole life. I'm still not sure I can spell Schuylkill. Can you guys
Right.
spell it?
No.
Wouldn't even try.
I tried to.
I know it's SCH, and then there's an L where it's not supposed to be.
UILKILL.
SKOOKIL.
That's it. Yeah.
Is there an I in there?
No.
Yeah,
well, in the kill portion of it, yes.
Okay, that's not a Y.
No, there's
There
a
is a
Y
Y.
earlier.
There is a Y in there?
Why is
It's
there
in
a
the
Y?
skook part.
SCHUYLKILL.
How about that river over there?
Yeah.
It's in the skook.
You asked earlier, Casey, maybe a few weeks ago, about words that mean something in other words. So kill means something in rivers and lakes.
Yes.
It's like it has to do with, it's not like a fish kill. It's like a Lenape name for water. Right?
Okay.
Is it?
Right?
Something like that.
I love it.
Right?
You're absolutely stating a fact. You go, right?
No,
it is
no.
it is a Native American word for sedan.
What I am stating is a hypothesis.
Is it really?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had four-door horses
When
back
they saw
then.
the sedan, they were so impressed. They created another word.
Nick is looking up a kill as a body of water.
Yeah, but I don't know if where the origins were. I said Lenape, but I made that part up.
It is most commonly
Lenape was the most popular of the Lenape Indian.
a kill is most commonly a crick, Kathy.
Oh, yes.
Now
Actually,
you
it's
know
a creek.
cricks.
A
That's where
creek.
you love to go fishing.
But also a tidal inlet, river, strait, and arm of the sea. I went on a little search not that long ago because I was trying to figure out what technically what a cape is.
And an estuary?
Or what, there are various names for bodies of water.
Right.
When you hear it, I know it's a body of water, but I don't know why it is defined as a cape or a bay. I know roughly what they are.
Right.
Or a lagoon versus a,
Pond.
all these
or a
different
tributary.
all these different things, and there's a whole lot of different words for it, very specific types of bodies of water.
When does a pond become a lake?
March.
Yeah, March.
Okay.
Right as spring is
Springtime,
beginning.
yeah,
Yes.
all right, it's a weather thing.
that.
Has to do with summer. Got it.
Uh,
So Schuylkill,
Gotta go out and
there.
change the signs. It's March.
I said Lenape, but it's Middle Dutch.
Oh, it has nothing to do with Native Americans.
No. I was
Middle
just
Dutch.
making that part up.
I got you.
That's how they identified the sedan.
Somebody had texted in. Hang on a second here. Talking about this area having a strong Swede population. Yeah, the Swedish Museum is in FDR Park. Case.
Oh, and German, too.
Yeah, and
Dutch.
as a matter of fact, my friend's uncle, he had back in the day created it was essentially it was a laminated thing that made it look like he had worked at the Swedish Museum, and he would use that to park for free for
What?
Eagles games. Yes.
What?
Yeah. And this is like,
That's cheating.
That is cheating, right?
He made a fake parking pass
Yeah.
and made it seem as if he worked at the Swedish Museum so he could park for games.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
And it worked for many, many seasons.
When was he discovered?
I don't know if he ever was discovered. I think he just stopped going
come
to-
here. What's your name?
What time frame was that?
This is probably the 90s.
Okay, and
It's a Fassbender.
would he park specifically by the museum?
Yeah, I mean, so there are essentially, I think there's 3 entrances to the park, 2 on Patterson. I think there is another entrance on that you can get in on Broad Street. So he would come in the back entrance where the golf course is.
Coming to the place where I work. Oh, what's this over here? A game? I think I'll check it out.
But there's also the Swedish Museum is right there. And so that's what he would do.
It's actually a bold move.
Would he have to? Would he ever show up and there wasn't any parking right at the Swedish Museum and
Once
still
you
park
get in,
anywhere?
Once you get in, you're fine.
Okay.
You know, they're not watching you drive all the way over to the Swedish Museum. But
Wait, okay, so I don't follow. You had to pay for parking on the way in?
Yeah,
or
you
was
pay-
I thought it was metered. I'm sorry.
no,
Okay.
no.
All right.
No. You pay for parking, and I think at that time,
Interesting.
dude, it's $40 to park for an Eagles
Yo.
game.
Dear God.
That's crazy.
What a hose job.
That's insane.
That's a Swedish phrase.
We went to the to John Mulaney, and my son was looking at the parking prices. He's not gone to parking garage, and I like to park in a garage just because I feel better about it.
Right.
And it's easier to find a spot.
Sure.
And so he's like, Dad, look at that. It's $25 for all day parking. I go, son. I go, you have no idea.
Yeah.
That's incredibly cheap for parking in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But
I parked in a garage around the corner from that, and it was awesome because you paid. You went and paid at the kiosk, and then it gave you. Your name came up on a little screen and said like 6 minutes. It told you exactly how long it was going to take.
I love the parking apps. I use them all the time. And
Park Mobile I use quite a
they've
bit.
gotten much better at identifying where you are, so you don't have to look for that sign that has a little number on it. Yeah, I use it with great success.
Going back to naming of bodies of water, somebody texted and said, bodies of water are named for nothing at all.
Like an atoll.
There's another Swedish thing in Old City, right off of, 2nd Street? If you're driving near, say, Club Risque, for example, on Delaware Avenue.
Another Swedish establishment.
Yeah. It's on the right-hand side if you're heading south on...
IKEA.
No.
Because that is right near Club
It
Risque.
is right there, yeah.
No, not that. Before you get to the IKEA. Well, all right, so there's 2 Swedish things in that general area. But I don't know if it's another museum, Casey, but it's something Swedish
It's the
related.
Swedish Museum of Strippers.
No, I think the Swedes were like the first to settle here before the Germans,
Germans?
before William Penn, all that stuff.
Listen, I used to be up on it a little bit more, but I think I'm woefully uninformed when it comes to the history of the area.
There's Swedesford Road. There's Swedesburg, New Jersey. So there's a bunch of Swede areas.
I actually became aware of it when I was studying for the first Delco versus Bucksco. I was on.
Studying.
You studied too.
Totally.
You studied better than I did.
Do you remember what Bucks County was named after?
Bucks County or
Bucks County.
Levittown?
Bucks County.
What it was named after?
Yeah. I remember it from your guys' contest. It's from the English
Oh, in
Buckinghamshire.
English. Oh, right. Okay.
Buckinghamshire.
Yes.
Buckinghamshire.
Yeah. And Delco is Delcopolis.
The Greek.
Yeah.
It was
Stavros Delcopolis.
What was that near the 12-mile circle? Or what is that down there? Or
Sure.
13
mile circle.
13-mile circle. God, that was so much fun.
Muck and Pates.
We'll never do it again.
No.
Muck and Pates is a thing. I don't even remember what it is.
I think, isn't it a river?
Might be a creek.
I never knew there was a creek called
Muck and Pates.
That was one of my all-time favorite things we ever did on this show was Bucksco versus Delco.
My friend texted me. She's like, "Hey, are you guys doing that again this year?" I was like, "It's not a yearly thing."
Yeah.
And I had waved the white flag. I am done.
And I got so much crap for getting things wrong from him mainly.
I was
It's a
trying
nightmare.
not to give you crap. I really was.
I bailed on it.
Well, you nailed the whole Rutledge thing.
That was a big mess up on my part.
But when I lost the first time, I went down the shore because it was on a Friday and it was in the summer, and I went down the shore and I was shamed. It was like when I was walking onto the beach, there was somebody going, "Shame, shame," and I was like, I cannot believe
I had like crowns put on my head.
Oh my God.
We should have a dance-off between you two. That's
I would
what we
lose
should-
that,
that's
too.
We could
Here's
solve things.
Kathy
that way.
after the second one.
Let's focus on what's important. I won! Yes! Where do you want to go to dinner, Casey?
Oh my gosh, I owe you a dinner in
Do
Bucks
you?
County. Yeah.
Was that
Oh,
part
in
of it?
Bucks County. That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah. You don't want to spend a
Oh.
night with me.
Yeah, that's true. I'd rather.
Here, I got some more Swedish calls. I'm going to go to Dan. Hey, Dan, good morning.
Morning,
morning. I'm hydrating my boobs.
They must be nice and moist.
Greg Romano. What's up, man?
Yeah, I was just going to follow up with, I think what Casey was saying, that the Swedes established the first colony in the New World in Wilmington, Delaware.
Oh. The first colony in the New World was settled by the Swedes in Delaware?
Or perhaps the first colony in this area? But in the
first Swedish colony.
First Swedish colony.
The Swedes established the first Swedish colony.
Okay, I got you.
And it was just down the river from where Philadelphia is. So.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So there's definitely strong roots. All right. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Another factoid. We're going to go to Jared. Hey, Jared. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, man?
Hey, so what Nick was saying on Dell Ave by 2nd is the Gloria Day Church. It's also known as the Old Swedes Church.
Huh. And that's what you were referring to, Nick?
And I think it's a National Historic Monument or a landmark, right?
It is, and actually, back in the day when I was in choir, we sang for the King of Sweden there.
Whoa!
Oh, that's awesome.
Did he just happen to be there, or was it?
He was going to church.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Also,
What's going on here?
The oldest standing home in Philadelphia.
It's also
I don't know where it is.
It's also the oldest church in Pennsylvania, Gloria Day.
How about that?
All right.
I love that history.
Thanks, Jared. Appreciate it, man. Well, and in fact, here's some more more of the Swedish ties. The blue and yellow colors on the Philadelphia flag, the official flag of the city,
right,
commemorate the original Swedish colonization of Philadelphia. Well, son of a bitch.
And if you recall from the song "In a League of Their Own," there were Swedes in the women's baseball.
Yes.
We're the members of the All-American League. We come from cities.
Okay, we're gonna
near and far.
sit through. Here we go.
5 seconds. Canadians.
Africans and Swedes.
We're all we're all American.
Africans and Swedes.
That was worth it.
Was it? Was it really?
It was. I enjoyed it.
Nobody knew.
Okay, hang on a second.
Okay, yes, exactly.
What about Swedish fish?
What about him?
What about him? I mean, is there anything really
this is
Swedish
their
about
spawning
it?
season, is it not?
No, but is there anything Swedish about it?
I think so. I think the company that started the that sort of thing, like the gummy bear and that same sort of stuff, from what I understand, its origins are a Swedish company.
Yes. Developed by candy producer Malaco.
Malaco.
Not Malacca.
Malacca's.
No, is it Malaco?
He's into Malaccas.
Yeah.
In the late 1950s for the U.S. market. So there you go. The rapper calls him a fat-free food, and they are gluten-free.
They're gluten-free?
Yeah.
I love
Do you know there's no sugar in salt?
I absolutely love Swedish fish, but I never eat them because Jace doesn't like them.
I hate them.
Like I wouldn't get them for
I
myself.
love them. I just don't eat
love
gummy
them.
candies anymore.
Yeah,
I hate
no, me
gummy
neither.
bears and Swedish fish and all. I can't stand
If
them.
I'm going to do that, I'm going to head down the chocolate route.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or something
Right.
like that.
That's a sane man talking.
You guys ever have a Swedish fish water ice?
No,
from,
I hate 'em.
Rita's?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, those are good.
Why would I get something that's built on something I already hate?
Have you guys tried the Florida orange water ice from Rita's yet?
No.
It is, I think, my opinion, it's hands down the best flavor they ever had.
Okay.
And they don't have it enough. I think because
You don't have it enough?
They don't. Because they make it with real fruit.
Put the manager on. You don't have that orange thing enough. And I don't like it.
We're going to end this. Yeah. We're going to end it now. Make sure they have it all the time. We have a number of other Swedish calls. You want to continue on this? I do have
The
something
Swedish
else
corner?
I could mention. Well, I don't know if it's the Swedish corner or not. We should get Antonina, our old Swedish
Right.
intern, on to talk
She
about
spoke Swedish. She
Philadelphia.
speaks Swedish.
Yeah, she lives in Sweden.
She speaks Swode.
Did you see that? And I don't have the article because I just saw the news story earlier. But since we're talking about somewhat local things, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, has been named one of the top places to retire in. I think it's number 5 on the list.
I heard that. I can see that. I think it has a bit of a slower pace. It is rustic and bucolic, as they say, and it's just a nice area.
One of the main reasons given was because of the healthcare availabilities,
right,
in Lancaster County. I didn't know that.
What
or
about
Lancaster,
taxes?
Pennsylvania?
They got them.
Our next door neighbors retired there because they were able to sell this. The neighbors growing up, I lived in Paoli, and they were able to sell their home in Paoli, buy a house in Lancaster that was much nicer than the one I had in Paoli. The dollar goes a lot farther, and they have loved retirement there.
Okay.
I think it's a lovely area.
It is. It's
I haven't
nice.
been there in a long time. It's beautiful country.
Yeah.
On the way out there,
It's
but
a nice
I don't
town.
know much about Lancaster, the town itself. I've been to the little outlet places there. I've never been to Dutch Wonderland.
No, you're not missing
I'll
anything.
tell you what,
really?
their strip clubs are a little more conservative.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't really.
Well, no
they
zippers.
take their
It takes them a
jackets
little
off.
time. Takes them a little time with all the buttons they have time to.
I'm going to take my coat off now. Now that's it. And on the center pole, being very modest, is Griselda.
Grisella.
She's going to take her bonnet off and then go make us some scrap.
That'd be tough because they'd all be wearing the exact same
Exactly.
thing. You know, like there's no flair at all.
Right.
In that. But no, so if the Swedes were mainly in the Philly area and you had the Dutch.
Well, the Pennsylvania Dutch are German.
Okay, so you had the German.
They were,
and
they were Deutsch.
Delaware Dutch are Asian.
Oh,
Pennsylvania Dutch is not Dutch. They're not from the Netherlands.
So did they get that moniker because they were from Deutschland and people were just they
got anglicized.
And they got anglicized into Dutch.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Netherlands.
Okay.
You guys ever have a cake cooked in a Dutch oven?
Cake cooked in a Dutch oven.
It's not a joke. I know.
I thought there's a fart joke coming here.
No.
So is that a stone?
No, it's basically just like a cast iron pot that they put
With
a
a
lid
lid.
on. Yeah.
Huh. And how is it?
When I was in the Grand Canyon, that's what they made first for dessert.
Get ready some good eats. Yeah.
Dude, it was. I could not believe how well we ate.
This is incredible! Whoa.
We were there for 8 days without, a cell service or anything like that. And even on night 7 with a steak dinner and a Dutch oven cake, it was unbelievable.
It looks good.
awesome.
We're looking at something that looks. Is this what you ate? Is this approximating what you ate, Casey? It's a picture of something that looks kind of like a flattened blueberry muffin.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
By the way, so while Lancaster was the only Pennsylvania area to crack last year's top 25, 7 Pennsylvania areas placed this year. This is places to retire. This is according to the U.S. News and World Report.
Old Fart Magazine.
Largely due to accessibility of high-quality healthcare facilities.
Well, there you go.
Among them, Lancaster held steady at number 5, but Allentown catapulted 29 spots to take number 11.
How the hell did that happen?
To retire.
I thought they were tearing all the factories down.
No.
Well, maybe that's why they got room.
Well, they took all the coal from the ground.
That's right, I remember.
You guys ever
retire?
No, but are you thinking about it? Like, are those in your plans at all?
Not
yet?
really.
Yeah.
No. I want to keep.
retiring?
I want to drop dead working.
No, not
I want
retire.
to drop dead working.
I should rephrase. Places to retire. You
Oh
guys-
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we've
Bella Kinwood.
We've talked about the snowbird phenomenon, which is a winter place in a southern area. Florida is
You think you
mainly-
do that?
Well, I don't know. Maybe because listen, I think out of the top 10, like 5 of the places
south
were in Florida.
Right.
We're flat out.
What
in
about
Florida.
Arizona? I know-
Sarasota, Naples, and Daytona Beach were the top 3, and then Melbourne is number 4, Florida as well, and then Tampa is number 6, Fort Myers is 7th, and Pensacola is number 10.
Flagler on there because Flagler is where my grandparents they retired 2 years ago.
Flagler's
Beach.
not on this list
Okay.
in the top 10 anyway. It's probably in there somewhere.
In Arizona, you'd be looking at Scottsdale as a big retirement community.
I
Absolutely.
enjoyed when I was in the Coachella Valley. I really enjoyed that, and I think that
Palm
would be
Springs?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Palm Springs is really expensive, and for me would be cost prohibitive. But there are other
You can eat
areas.
cat food. Yeah.
I could, but there are other areas like La Quinta and some other areas around that area.
Hey, I want to bring this all back in.
Okay.
I want all this
Yes.
conversation to come back in. Rochelle just texted me when we had 5 Swedish guys in their 20s come and stay with us a couple of years ago. They made Rochelle take them to Lancaster.
What?
So they wanted to see
That's
the
right.
Amish.
That's right.
They wanted to
I
see the
remember
Amish.
And what was their reaction?
They thought it was cool.
Yeah.
They wanted to go to ball in hand. They wanted to go to Blue Ball.
Right.
Yeah.
And they wanted to see
Bird in
that and
hand.
take pictures and do that stuff. Yeah, not ball in hand.
Yeah.
Balls in hand.
Nut and sack. Bunghole.
Nut in sack. Nut in sack. There needs to be a place. But yeah, so the Swedes wanted to go to Lancaster. I don't know why, but they did, and she took them out there. Maybe it's because this little factoid Marissa's told me is that Lancaster has 2 Waffle Houses.
What? 2?
I know.
That's why.
Both sides of the town?
No, I got to get to my local
They're
Waffle
right next to each other.
On the east side of the town, you can get MMR. On the west side of the town, you can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the reception dies at Lancaster. It's weird.
That's Samuel's Waffle House. Don't go there.
I hate to break this to you, Preston, but it only has 1 Waffle House. That's the letter A and not a 2.
Oh, I thought it says.
Oh,
it has 1 Waffle. Oh, that's an A.
man.
Yeah.
Marissa's A's look like a 2.
Wait, let me see.
Doesn't that look like a 2?
That is a 2.
I'm showing the camera. If you're watching
that
this
looks
on
like a
YouTube.
2. Yeah, that's
YouTube right now. You can see that looks like Lancaster has 2 Waffle House. All right. So anyway,
Waffle High.
there is one in I think Bethlehem.
Heights.
Not 100%.
where Jesus was born.
Where is it?
Waffle Heights. It's 2 houses.
Waffle Heights.
Yeah,
Did I
like
say
mouse.
that?
No. You said houses, but it's heist.
Heist, yeah.
Like it's not mouses.
Right,
It's mice.
It's going
Oh my
off
God!
the
We
rails.
gotta take a break.
Not
guys.
yet. The other places in Pennsylvania that U.S. News and World Report says would be great for retirement, and they go in order here. 13 is Harrisburg.
Okay.
15 is Reading.
Really?
I hear things about Reading that ain't so good.
Sort of seedy.
I've been to Reading, but
No, it's like any other city. Like
well, maybe if you're tired of living.
Marissa?
Reading is like Bethlehem, where they're coming around. They've redone
Oh,
the whole
really?
Okay.
center of town and all. Yeah.
My sister-in-law grew up there. She grew up in a suburban
how is
area
it?
that was nice. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think it's like it's just a smaller city, but if you go into the city, it's not as great.
You've ever been to Wyomissing, which is right next to Reading? Wyomissing is really nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Reading with the outlets and everything they were having a bit of a crime issue. Is
Well,
that
the outlets have
tamped
been
in?
closed forever.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no outlets in Reading.
They're shutting all the outlets down.
Yeah.
Number 17 is York, Pennsylvania. Number 20, Philadelphia.
Hey!
Top 20 of places to retire. That's interesting. And then number 29 is Pittsburgh.
Boo.
Suck on that what?
Yinzers.
Yinzers. All right. Anyhow,
Why don't we
this
take a 5-minute break?
I think that's a brilliant idea. I think we need to, because we talked about a lot of stuff here, and we need to stay on time because we have another $500 to give away.
Yes, we do.
MMR Money Clip is coming up when we return, as well as a bizarre file. So stay there. We'll be right back.
You don't take a little
sneak
sniff for yourself? All right. Oh, I always take a.
All right, we need to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say,
The cup and the have you cupped recently?
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
I never cup. I never cup. No,
You don't have to.
I don't have to. I'm an old pro.
Amateurs.
It's also a good way to run a self-diagnostic.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, there's a lot of relevant medical material to be gleaned from assessing your own odors. I'm trying to make a case for cupping your fart.
I know you are.
Like, I love giving myself a Dutch oven. Like,
really?
Oh, if it's a really bad one.
You'll pull the covers up?
I will just sneak under the covers. I'll be like, I'm going to just lay here for a little bit.
Do you know what's equally fun,
You're a
Casey?
disgusting human.
Casey, crap in a pillowcase and pull it over your head.
Kathy, what do you think about the smell of your own gas?
I think you guys are disgusting humans right now.
I think
You pull,
I think you're a liar.
I think so too.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm not pulling the covers over my head and enjoying my own stench like Casey. No,
she'll enjoy your stench.
1000%.
No, I don't think. We've talked about this before. You are very. I mean, obviously, the notion of passing gas liberally at home is not something that you do, correct?
You don't think I pass gas at home? Is that
No,
what you're
I
saying?
don't think you do. I don't think you stand in the middle of the room and go, ba-boom.
Yeah, he did it.
Hey, get over here. I think you go into the conservatory.
Pull my finger.
Felicity alum. Felicity.
Tonight on a powerful Felicity. Felicity shows up late for a chemistry class.
I'm sorry. I thought it was an 8.
That's to go to detention.
Go to detention. Felicity.
Carrie Russell.
Carrie Russell. She, formerly of the long locks, who killed her career by cutting her hair, but has now grown her hair back and is doing great things with the American.
So Carrie Russell was Felicity.
Sound like
history in Russell.
It's Carrie Russell's history.
Presented by Rita that she grew her hair back, and it was wonderful.
Oh, gee.
She plays a commie bitch who pretends she's one of us. Those commies.
In what?
In the Americans.
Oh, the Americans.
You don't watch that?
No,
She's a spy.
I don't watch that.
It's like that John Travolta, Kelly Preston movie.
Oh, yeah. You know, The Experts.
The Experts.
But she may join J.J. Abrams and Star Wars Episode 9.
We forget that it was J.J. Abrams who created and wrote a number of the
Felicity episodes.
I did forget that, yeah.
Yeah.
No word yet on whether she'll tackle a hero or a villain in the epic franchise. The movie begins shooting in London this month, by the way.
Unless we forget also that Kerry Russell won Mr. Skin's Best Butt Shot, I believe, in the Anatomy Awards.
Get a nice pooper.
No kidding. Casey says
got a hell of a pooper. kind of butt you want to spend a weekend spelunking at, if you know what I'm saying.
And we are back from vacation.
We are.
So the.
Oh yeah, this is nice. This is good stuff.
Look, there's some soccer players in there from Thailand.
These are the kids. I'm gonna help you out.
You guys all right?
Wait, I see light from the badge.
Oh, God.
We can do this.
Wow.
It's a new survival story, unlike any other.
Walk this way, kids. We go. Is it a stalagmite or a stalactite?
The tight or from the ceiling stalactite hang on top, and the mites are.
You know that?
Yeah, that's the old stalactite.
It's tight. It hangs
tight.
on, and stalagmite might make it to the ceiling if it keeps growing.
And all of this is taking place in Felicity.
In Felicity's butt.
Okay, yeah.
Text says, driving my kids to daycare, my 2-year-old is calling my 1-year-old a commie bitch. Thanks. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Well, they're learning about a time in our history that was very important.
This is one of these meetings here with the town where people can get up and speak their mind. And this young man got up and he had a take on legalizing prostitution.
So I propose this. The city allows for licensed masseurs to give genital massages if the masseur and the client both agree to it. We let someone get naked and have every other part of their body touched and rubbed by a massage therapist. Hell, we let proctologists spend their day men and sticking things. So if someone wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him.
Oh my God.
That really is as inspiring as FDR's speech on December 8th, 1941.
I love the last part of that. Hang on.
So if someone wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him.
I say
to you, if someone wants to yank a man's crank, I say let them do it.
Okay.
And so by this time,
legit?
Well,
maybe.
You know what? I don't care. But he was definitely in front of this group. He was prepared. He seemed, and then he goes on. It's not just enough to state that's your intent or what you'd like to see happen.
Yeah.
You have to provide.
You got to back it up.
Examples.
Yeah, some context.
Some context to it. Yes.
Here's clip 2.
Picture this: a big old sweaty fat guy would get with your hand actually be that much worse than giving him a full body massage, getting up in there under the folds of fat, or being the proctologist sticking your finger.
Holy hell.
If a grown adult wants a job, another grown adult is willing to give one for money, then let them. That would truly be a happy ending for everyone.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The crowd loved it.
There is, I think, legitimacy to his claim, by the way. Are we going there or are we not going there?
I want to hear. What do you think?
I like the way you.
Casey started doing
like a velociraptor all of a sudden.
His head was going left and right. Are we going here?
Well, yeah. I mean, dude, why is that illegal?
Rub and tugs?
Yeah.
There is that. This is an age-old question about the. In fact, right before the Magna Carta came into being, there was the rub and tug.
I mean, there is a separation of church and state, right? So, is morality a church thing?
Wow, this got a lot deeper than I thought. We were simply playing a goofball, but you want to work out whether prostitution or the sex trade should be legitimized.
Well, maybe we should put them in malls.
Let's talk about abortion. Yeah. Let's lighten things up a bit.
Once you've starred in a movie that's nominated for an Oscar, it's safe to say that you're famous, right?
Yeah.
Well, Saoirse Ronan, who is 24 years old, still doesn't feel famous, though. Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah.
I love her and the accent.
It's wonderful.
She's just thinking.
It's such a garden party, asking inappropriate questions to Meghan Markle.
I love how they drop the G on ing words. Ronan continued saying she avoided reading about herself. She said,
I was farting.
What was that sound?
I was farting. Farting hard. You just know that'd be adorable. Just outside, standing in the glen, farting.
In the glen.
The glen. The morning dew collected on the leaves and grass.
Yeah.
Just decided it'd be a good time for farting. It does sound better, doesn't it?
Oh,
It does.
oh, it needs to be a
Where
song.
were you, Auntie Saoirse? I was outside farting, dear. Farting hard.
There needs to be a song called Farting in the Glen.
Farting in the glen.
We're excited, ladies and gentlemen, to have in our studio actor David Harbour.
Thank you.
I'm so excited I said good afternoon when it's 9:20 in the morning.
There are a bunch of footlongs outside the studio, which is like the 9 in the morning footlong, though.
Yeah. Do you know Pink's in Hollywood?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's them.
Are those from there?
They just expanded
Oh,
to
well,
the
then
east.
bring me one. I mean, come on. It's still a hot dog.
Yeah, it's not a classic breakfast fare, but it works. It's very good.
We never actually get breakfast food here. It's always like
It's
that.
always a dinner thing, but it all works.
And all that stuff.
We've been up since 3:45.
Yeah, exactly. So it is kind of dinner for you guys.
David, where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I'm from White Plains, New York.
Know it well.
Yeah, do you know it?
I'm from New York, yeah.
Okay,
I know
Westchester County, like 45 minutes out from the city, suburban, very boring place to grow
nice.
up.
If you work in the city, it's a nice area to be in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I couldn't stand it when I was growing up because it's like that suburban thing, and you're like 14 years old and all you want to do is act out. And so I would take that Metro North train down to New York, though.
Oh, yeah.
When I was like 15. And, back then you could do a lot worse things than you can nowadays. We could go to bars and I mean, they didn't have any of the rules they have nowadays.
So it wasn't the creative arts that were driving you to the city? It was the party?
I would tell my parents that I was going to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So yes, the arts were driving.
Yeah.
If my parents are listening.
Well, we're thrilled to have you in here.
Yeah.
We're massive Stranger Things fans, and we're also just massive fans of your body of work, which is just so much great stuff. And I think you've described yourself, or have been described, and I think you're the epitome of that guy for so long, who just is always, this guy's in it, this is going to be good. Yeah. And we have a sense that you've curated the things that you're in, and whether that's the truth or not, you just always end up in good stuff. And Stranger Things is just such a... no one could have figured this bizarre pop culture bank shot that took place.
Yes.
And that they went with, except for perhaps Winona Ryder, moderately known. And it just took off. So when you got the script for the first time, I understand it blew you away, but did you think you were going to get it? You couldn't have had an idea it would be what it has become.
No.
Yeah.
The complete opposite, to be honest. I mean, the first thing is you get the script, and I thought it was a really good script. And so my first thought was there's no way they're going to choose me to be like the male adult lead in this. They'll get somebody who's a star. And so I kind of blew off the audition a little bit. I mean, I do what I do, but there was a relaxation in the audition where it was like, those situations where you think like this will never happen. So I might as well just do what I want to do.
And that must help. That must help
it
in a way.
does, because it makes you more relaxed. You have no expectations. You don't have a goal. You're just like doing what you do. And then I wound up getting it, and it was incredible. And then as we were shooting it, I remember around episode 4 or 5 having a bit of a breakdown and thinking, none of this works.
Really?
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 Yeah. I mean, because I remember, I mean, Hopper's a really messy guy in many ways, like everything from his body to, his personality.
Well, the very first, my impression of your character was like, this guy's a douchebag because she comes and says, my kid is missing. And he's like, he's out running around or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to be that guy.
Yeah.
He's more complex than that, and really cares. But you're right. He kind of had that really messy attitude about him, but he's the character morph. So initially you thought that wasn't going to translate?
Yeah, and so like around episode, I think it was 5 though, we were doing a scene and I'm neurotic and occasionally I'll ask people like, what'd you think? And I went up to my hair person, this woman Sarah, who's lovely person, but I was like, what do you think? And she just turned to me and just shook her head and she was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to work.
Wow. All right, thanks, Kath. Coming up a little bit later on, Letter of the Day for Word of the Week prize, we have a chance for you to win $500 there as well. I'm letting the clock tick a moment before we get to the money clip. Make sure it hits right at 10 o'clock. But a reminder about the Word of the Week prize brought to you by Ashley Home Store, and they are one of the proud partners of the Preston and Steve Camp Out for Hunger. Less than 2 weeks away from that now. It's 2 weeks from yesterday, to be more specific, on November 1st. And if there are details that you need, it's real easy. You just go to WMMR.com and get ready to join us. All right, it's time for it.
93.3 WMMR. It's time for an MMR Money Clip.
Shut the up!
Now, here's your Money Clip keyword.
All right, the word is interview. INTERVIEW. We'll give you until 15 minutes after the hour to enter that. There are 3 ways to do it. You can text the word interview to our special contest short code number, which is 45911. Or if you'd like to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, just enter it via the MMR app or at WMMR.com. One random entry wins $500 in our company-wide contest. That person will get a call from Beasley, so make sure that you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by Horizon Services. So once again, the word is interview. Good luck to you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by the iconic Lorenzo & Sons Pizza, a Philadelphia staple with locations in Westchester and in Xfinity Live and in Live Casino and Hotel Philadelphia. Visit lorenzoswestchester.com. All right, this is disturbing.
Oh, boy.
A former Massachusetts college professor has pleaded guilty to subjecting a colleague to a 4-hour torture session on Christmas Eve.
What?
During which he allegedly severely beat the victim with a rock, a fire poker, and garden shears.
Whatever happened to watching the Yule log?
Prosecutors announced this on Friday. Ri Hachiyanagi, a former art professor at Mount Holyoke College, pleaded guilty to charges of 3 counts of armed assault with intent to murder a person over 60, 3 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, and 1 count each of home invasion.
It's that time of year again when I beat up my submissive.
Hachiyanagi knocked on the door of Laurette Savoy's home, claiming to be in need of emotional support over a breakup on the evening of December 24th, 2019. When Savoy let her in, Hachiyanagi attacked her, bludgeoned her with a rock, a fire poker, and pruning shears, all while taunting her in a 4-hour torture session until the victim finally managed to convince her to summon help. The attack left Savoy with long-lasting emotional trauma and severe physical trauma, some of which is permanent.
What a demon.
According to the victim, she said, definition of torture, 4 hours. I experienced literal torture of my body and mind, not knowing if I would survive the next minute, yet needing to find some way to save my life. The emotional, physical, financial, and professional impacts of this crime have been huge, and they continue. Now the defendant's violation of me is becoming part of a public persona I did not choose. She has invaded my privacy, my career, my life. The judge has set a sentencing hearing for October 20th, by the way.
It's incredible.
Yeah. A prosecutor has charged a Jefferson City, Missouri woman after she allegedly ran onto a football field naked in front of a group of 8th graders practicing football. Lacey Youth is with sexual misconduct. Youth is accused of jumping over the Elias football stadium fence and running onto the field in front of 29 8th graders wearing only a scarf.
Is it possible, though, she's an innovator in the world of cheerleading?
Maybe. What I was thinking of immediately was, thank you, God. Although I saw the picture of her.
No, thank you,
No,
God.
thank you, God.
Thanks.
So when the incident,
Oh my God!
yeah, when the
Look
incident
at her now.
occurred, the students on the field were part of a youth program that is not affiliated with the school. The team had permission to use the field. Youth told an officer she reportedly ingested heroin and then left her residence naked and looked for help because she thought she would die. Youth was taken to the hospital where she was evaluated. She is being held on no bond in the county jail.
How did her life get like this when she clearly knows how to style hair?
She has really big red orange hair. It looks messed up. Imagine seeing this at an airport on September 19th. In the early morning, a woman walked around naked inside Denver International Airport near Gate 87. Say that to be carrying some kind of water bottle as she wandered around, and then quickly intervened and attempted to get her to cover her. They attempted to intervene and attempted to get her to cover up. Video footage shows her laughing at police and then skipping away naked. Tra-la-la-la-la. She asks bystanders, how are you doing? Where are you from? Paramedics were called. The woman was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment. Authorities believe the woman was experiencing a mental issue at the time.
Probably.
This is out of the ordinary. An Australian wool farmer said a lamb from his family's flock will now become a family pet due to its extra leg. Sam Kirshner said that he was taking a break from shearing recently when his father noticed one of the lambs in the pen had 5 legs.
What?
He said the situation was made straight by the fact that the animal's 5th leg is on the head. Kirshner's
That is awesome.
A leg, there's a bone, and it's even got a sort of hoof on the end of it, and seems to be attached to the sheep just through the skin or flesh rather than a bone joint.
It's weird how that stuff happens.
Yeah. The farmers say when the sheep is old enough to wean off its mother, they'll take it home and keep it as a pet. That's what they're looking to do.
Why does it always happen with sheep?
I don't know. They always have mutations.
Like 5 heads, 3 buttholes.
A pub worker will struggle to live down a disastrous few minutes on the job after a keg of beer erupted all over his car, himself, and a nearby woman. The video of this is hilarious. He's got a hatchback, okay?
Oh, no.
So it shows him loading the keg into the back of the vehicle before something goes drastically wrong, and the amber liquid just explodes in all directions, and it won't stop. So he grabs the erupting keg and desperately hauls it on the pavement as he is blasted in the face with froth. A shocked woman in a dress watched in horror as the inside of the vehicle was soaked, but soon she too was drenched by the fountain of booze.
Wow.
Commenters said in the video that it was taken in a car park of the Indian Ocean Brewery in Perth's north. Viewers lamented as about 88 imperial pints flowed like a river through the car of the brewery.
Did they have any idea what caused it?
Here, we have a video. See if you can run. I want you guys to see this. It's the best. While it's not known what caused the keg to burst, commenters suggested the person most likely left the coupler on. A keg coupler attaches to the top of the barrel opening, the valve, and allowing the brew to be pumped out through a CO2 compression gas line, eventually ending up flowing from the beer tap. But in this case, it appears the coupler was left on, accidentally opened while it was being moved in the vehicle. So you'll have to see the video to see what it's all about. And then we'll do, no, we got to wrap it up there. That's it. We're done. All right, that's the final story.
It was good, though.
We do have about 6 minutes left, maybe 7, for you to enter the word for the money clip and a chance to win $500. And the word interview. Get to it now. INTERVIEW. Interview. We already had a $500 winner just earlier. Enter this now. Let's see who's winning, okay? It is the
What's
MMR
it going to be?
clip, so we'll take a break, and we'll come back in a minute, boy. Yes or no? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Dialogue is delivered, whereas on Stranger Things, it's the spaces between the notes, right? It's a lot more drawn out, and you can be a much more subtle actor. Do you have a preference? Does it matter to you? Or do you just like the work when the work is good?
No, I mean, I do feel like with the newsroom stuff, like I feel like the gestalt, like the larger piece is very good, but as a component in it, you don't have a lot of freedom to do, you don't have a lot of ownership in a weird way. And so with Stranger Things, there's a lot more ownership. I mean, you get you get to explore a lot more behavior. A lot of times, like Sorkin's stuff and news is very much the point making on the page, whereas with Stranger Things, you may say something and mean something entirely different, or you may say something and then behave entirely different.
There are these pauses and these things, especially with your character. Because
I love that. I love the way a character is like, you take a lot of time. But it's what's up with you? Why?
Yeah.
It's compelling,
you get drawn in as a result.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's my whole thing with acting has always been that, a lot of it, human behavior is always very complex, and sometimes, a lot of times, I think people say something that, and then they behave entirely differently. And that's sort of how I've seen the world since I was a kid, is I've always been confused by human beings, because they would say things like, I love you. And you'd be like, I don't think you do. I think you want me to stay, or I don't know what you want, but you don't just love me. So that's always the complicated thing that I want to explore with human beings. And I think that the great thing about the Duffers are they really love actors. They really love what we bring to it, and they really want, so they'll have something in their mind that's very specific, and then we'll mess up, and they'll be like, this is even better than what and that sort of collaboration is what you're always looking for.
You mentioned taking a lot of time. Netflix took a long time to get back. I was curious what you,
all right,
how you feel about that as an actor.
Listen, here's the problem, right? It's not a problem. It's a problem with you guys. I swear, it is a problem with the world. Okay, because we have. All right, I'm going to throw down here because we have trained. We give you 8, or actually last year 9 hours of content.
Yeah.
And you binge it all in a day.
No, I learned.
And it's like, give us time. Take your time. Once every 2 months is when you should be watching an episode.
No, it's crack.
For me too. I mean, sorry.
No. And as soon as it's over, you're like, when's the next one coming out? Like, after the first day it comes out, you watch the whole season, and then you want to know more.
And see, you see as you watch this season, I mean, the problem is, I agree. I wish we could bring them out to you every couple months, But the problem is, and especially when you watch this season, if you really just watch each episode and you see the camera work, the story work, the production design, every single one of them is an hour-long movie.
That's been true of the whole series.
8 of them.
Yeah.
But eight movies in a year and a half is pretty good. Compared to
Well, let me ask. Going to your film work, which you love, and Casey brought up Black Mass, and you've worked on the other side of the table from Johnny Depp, as menacing a Whitey Bulger as you could possibly imagine. And I was reading an interview with you where you say the performance it really works like when you legitimately, if you're supposed to hate somebody, if you actually sort of legitimately hate the person in that scene, that you can tell when someone's going, I'm going to pretend I hate you. So when Johnny Depp is looking across at you and he's delivering the secret recipe sequence, are you kind of getting unnerved by that?
Yeah. I mean, there's very personal work going on. I'm terrified of Johnny Depp. I mean, who isn't? But so yeah, I mean, it's a funny thing. You meet people and you work with them almost immediately. That was Johnny and me. We just met that day and we just had that scene. But
no kidding.
That was your first scene within that day?
Yeah, and that was actually my first scene in the movie.
Wow.
You sit down with a person, and so what I try to do is just get very personal with them early on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You try to really see what you get from this human being, and then what you can use. It's almost like you're there with another chef, and you guys just have ingredients spilled out, and you're like, okay, what am I going to use from you? You have this set of ingredients, I have this set of ingredients. What can we? And I mean, I do feel like the thing about acting is that when it's, and look, I do it sometimes, and sometimes I get scared of doing it, but when you bleed, other people feel it more, I think.
Right.
Ernest Hemingway has this great quote where he's like, writing is easy. You just sit at the typewriter and bleed. And like,
Yeah.
it's true. Like
Yeah.
when you actually are in the room, if you actually are hurt by someone, it registers as differently, viscerally, than if you're just sort of like pretending.
Right.
And I think in that scene you had soy sauce and garlic. Were the ingredients you had, right?
Oh man, you found out. I spilled the secret.
Can I ask you a question? Because
real quick, I just want to reset.
yeah.
It's David Harbour, if you're just tuning in. Stranger Things season 3 coming up on Netflix July 4th.
With that particular movie, you listen. You've been an actor for a long time. That's what you majored in college. You get into it because you love it. I assume that you didn't get into what you're doing now to receive awards and all that sort of stuff. However, with that movie, I felt like Johnny Depp should have at least been nominated for Best Actor in every single award show, and he wasn't.
Yeah, I mean that stuff's all political, you know.
Okay.
You can see there are signs, and it's always been the case. For example, I always point to the fact that Paul Newman should have won for The Verdict, and they gave it to him for The Color of Money.
Yeah, I know exactly. Yeah,
and it's like, well, we screwed up, so here you go. So that's.
I think it's Pacino too, right? Like
Yeah.
he was nominated, The Godfather, Godfather 2, like all these movies, and then they give it to him for Scent of a Woman, which is like, okay. But like it's
Those
no
weren't
Dog
good.
Day Afternoon. Like, come on, like.
No, you're right.
You're in
Attica.
It was just on the other night. It
so
holds up.
good.
It's
I
still
love
great.
that movie.
David, I wanted to go back to the kids on the set on Stranger Things. You're watching these kids grow up. They're great actors, yet they are they're going up into this world of a career. I'm wondering if you're just letting them do that, or do you occasionally have a little bit of advice you try to, by osmosis, kind of give to them?
Are you a parent?
I am. Yeah, I have 3. Yeah.
One of his sons is right behind us.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep. Mhm.
Hey, do you listen to your dad? Oh yeah. Yeah, whatever. Because you're in the room. Yeah, I know. No, it's like, of course, like whatever. I mean, I actually don't have kids, so I have 6, or 7 if you include Joe Keery. But like little kids who I like adore and love, and of course I'm protective over them, and I want them. And I mean, it is a hard road, and especially nowadays with all the interaction with fans and stuff like that, and the fact that, there's a fickle light of fame and of people that like you. I mean, I look at professional sports players, and like, you have a bad season, and you got people in the stands going like, "You're a bum," and we have the same
exponentially now
thing
because of social media.
Exactly,
you're just eviscerated.
That's the thing, and I feel for these kids to be thrust in the limelight so quickly, and to be, they are beloved. And look, I hope that they never have a day of not being beloved. But I will say I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's possible for any human being. I mean, we go up and down. The world loves you. They hate you. I mean, it's just the nature of fortune, right? It's like a fickle wheel. It just spins. It just spins.
But you feel the hate more than you do the love for some reason.
Absolutely. It's so true, right? I mean,
You have to learn, though. My dad years ago he would say, always consider the source. Always consider the source. And when you do that, it helps mitigate and tamp down that stuff. But it's hard, though, because you get into this because as you said, you go to the hairdresser. How am I doing? And you don't want to hear you're not. It doesn't look like it's going well.
And you think that I think because we're on TV or whatever it is, like. I think it too. I mean, I've written things about people on Twitter, celebrities and stuff, and you think that like those people are immune because they are so like, and then you're just like, no, like I'm just a human being like anybody else. So if you come up and say like, you're the worst, like, it hurts. I mean,
you're like, I am.
Yeah,
I am the worst.
But it is true. Like the amount you can just rack up love, and it just scroll through that.
Or
the minute somebody goes like, I don't know, you're like
your hairdresser.
What? Yeah, exactly.
Well, like I tweeted out OJ's on Twitter now, and I tweeted out. I did bring up the double murder thing, but I said he looked good. So I tried to.
Okay.
I still, even with OJ,
people,
I tried to do that.
Going back to Stranger Things, I love the concept of the town of Hawkins. It's very Stephen King-esque, like Castle Rock, where there's just this area that's concentrated. Weird things are happening all the time. You've also got this cast that's growing up. This could go on for quite a while. and only you and the guy, the people that are writing this show know whether it's a definitive end at the end of season 3. We don't know, but this train could keep riding for a while, couldn't it? Yeah.
All right. All right. Like a shaky witness, I'm gonna reach for the glass.
We know
Take
you.
a sip of coffee.
We know you got to run. Real quick question about Black Widow. You were indeed filming that?
No. Yes. I mean, I don't know if I'm filming right now. Right. But yes.
Okay.
We are shooting that movie. Yes.
I just wanted to make sure because reports and IMDb and
No.
you can't believe that stuff,
There's a lot of misinformation on that as well. But I will say that Kate Shortland is directing this movie Black Widow, which I am in, and it is incredible.
Awesome. We love the subject matter,
Scarlett.
Yeah, we're thrilled you're in it. We're huge fans of what you do. And it's just very intriguing. So
I think it's really going to be a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, and these Marvel guys are like, they're just the best in the business. Like Kevin Feige and these guys are just so good at what they do. So you really feel it on set too. It's like this real, these guys are just really good at telling stories.
They take that could be lighter than air and really you just evaporate, and they make it something that has gravitas to it, which is amazing.
Exactly.
Stranger Things season 3 is on Netflix July 4th. Dude, I'm really happy that you're like a super nice guy.
Oh, thanks.
That's always nice to find out.
Nice to talk to you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate
and
it.
Enjoy the season. It's really, and I don't say this. I mean, I'm stand behind the hype. It's like it's going to take your breath away.
Love it. Love it.
All right, let's hear it for David Harbour.
Thank you.
Zombie raccoons. That's my thing.
Yes.
That clumsily walk on two legs and show their teeth are staggering. In Chicago, these are warning to hide their pets. A spike in raccoon testing positive for distemper. $50 Metro Diner gift card. And the question I have for you, one that was not too long ago. When does a pond become a lake? 215-263-WMMR. Let's see if you know that answer. All right. When does a pond become a lake? You had to have heard it just a few minutes ago. All right. Like less than an hour ago. 215-263-WMMR. While you call for your answer, we'll do this.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, it's brought to you by Monster Mania. Meet the biggest names in horror this weekend at Monster Mania Con 48 at Oaks, PA, with Christina Ricci, Michael Myers reunion, and more. Monster Mania you can go to more at monstermania.net. I'm going to fix that.
Yes.
What's going on, Steve?
Well, the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, recently attended a children's charity event wearing a green coat husband Prince William once famously criticized as being too bright. Kate was apparently able to change William's mind by reminding him that she's totally hot while he looks like a thumb. Conor McGregor allegedly attacked a famous DJ while at a club in Rome. Apparently, DJ Francesco Fascinetti refused McGregor's multiple requests to play Kokomo.
Oh, man.
Hey! And finally, he just wanted to play Kokomo. And finally, Kanye West has legally changed his name to Yee. The process did hit one brief snag when West briefly considered changing his name to Chad Nippleflicker. That's your Hollywood Trash.
On IT, we'll see if you know the answer to this question. When does a pond become a lake? And I will go to Paul searching for the answer here. Hey, Paul, good morning.
Good welcome.
Good you welcome. All right, when does a pond become a lake, Paul?
March.
Yes. In March. Hold on a second, Paul. We're going to set you up with a $50 Metro Diner gift card. You can find all the flavor with Metro Diner's newest herb-roasted chicken, a bone-in half chicken, marinated fresh daily in a blend of spices and oven-roasted to tender perfection. You can enjoy it today. Order online at metrodiner.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Velociraptor. Brought to you this morning by Liberty Safes in New Jersey. Liberty Safes in New Jersey carries the largest selection of safes in the area. Shop Liberty Safes of New Jersey in Mount Laurel and Bordentown or online at libertysafesnj.com. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has rolled out its list of inductors and performers for the 2021 induction ceremony later this month. The 36th annual induction ceremony is set for October 30th at Cleveland's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and will be simulcast and aired on at a later date on HBO. The ceremony honors this year's inductees, which would be Tina Turner, Carole King, The Go-Go's, Jay-Z, Foo Fighters, and Todd Rundgren in the performer category, along with Kraftwerk, Charlie Patton, and Gil Scott-Heron for early influence, LL Cool J, Billy Preston, and Randy Rose for musical excellence, and Clarence Avant for the Amit Artigan Award. The initial lineup of the inductors and performers are Foo Fighters are being inducted by Paul McCartney.
Oh, that's excellent.
Isn't that great?
That is very cool. What an honor.
Angela Bassett will induct Tina Turner.
Well, she played Tina Turner.
With performances by Christina Aguilera, Mickey Guyton, Her, and Bryan Adams. Taylor Swift will induct Carole King with performances by Taylor Swift and Jennifer Hudson.
That's appropriate.
This is interesting. The Go-Go's are being inducted by Drew Barrymore.
By Drew Barrymore?
Yeah. Sometimes you get a non-musical entity.
Right.
But I would have thought maybe a musician would have inducted the Go-Go's.
Wonder if they chose her.
You know what? No. I found out that they don't do that.
They don't get to choose.
Yeah, from what I understand.
Well, but a lot of times the people who do the induction are fans, are hardcore fans. Like
they usually pick somebody who's got a
who's voiced an admiration.
And then for the Amit Ertegun Award, Clarence Avant will be inducted by Lionel Richie. So we have that to look forward to.
I haven't seen one of these awards in a. I mean, I have the past couple of years. I haven't seen the big celebration, the special that they do. I always end up missing it.
Yeah, it usually airs on
HBO.
Yeah.
Okay.
I try to catch them.
Yeah.
They're usually great. Even going into it where I'm like, I don't know. And then by the end of the thing, you're going, wow.
Yeah.
These guys are all great. So
I just love that scene in Pick of Destiny where they're at the sorority house and she's like, these guys are being conducted into the Rock and Roll History Museum.
This is messed up in San Francisco. One person died. 2 others were injured in separate falls from upper-level seating during a concert at the Chase Center in San Francisco on Sunday night featuring the band Fish, Casey.
Yeah.
The police were alerted to a person in need of a medical assistance around 8:55. When officers arrived, they found a man who was suffering from injuries caused by a possible fall, and the victim succumbed to his injuries and was declared deceased right there on the spot.
That is effed up. 2 people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and well 3 total. One, and so I read about this last night.
Okay, so a witness said the man fell into seats in section 116 at the arena. The fall happened during the first set of the band's 2-set performance. According to a concert goer, Richard Langston, he said, we felt this thud. It was a remarkable thud. One of my friends said, is that an earthquake? And the other guy said, I think someone fell. And I saw a man's body shirtless draped over a seat.
Oh, jeez.
Less than an hour later, at about 9:45, officers and medics responded to another fall at the arena. In that incident, an adult male fell from section 214 onto another man below. Both were taken to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. According to a witness, they said he clearly missed a step and wasn't holding onto that handrail and just kept going. According to officers, there were no signs of any criminal violation associated with the incident.
Wow. Okay, that is terrible. When I was at the Phillies game this summer, and there was a dude who face planted down the steps. It was the same exact thing. He missed a step, and he came really, really close to kind of going
to the edge.
Well, not the edge, luckily, but there was a like a tunnel, top, and my brother actually caught him. He was sitting on the edge.
Oh man, yeah. I get that you don't want to obscure, the field and everything, but the rails have to be, safer, up a little bit higher, right?
Yeah,
I
it's a newer.
I don't know.
Hell. It's a newer center, and sometimes they have like at the Wells Fargo Center, they just have glass,
right?
Like a glass partition,
jagged, broken pieces of glass.
I think it's tempered. I don't think it's jagged. That would be there's a terrible design flaw here.
Yeah,
guys.
this jagged glass. Why did you install that?
Let's just put up spikes instead.
Concert goers question whether railings in place are tall enough to keep someone from falling. They weren't really. This is according to a witness who said They weren't really designed for an event where everyone is up and dancing, and there's a whole lot of drug use. My buddy was like, I don't go up there because I'm 6'4", and I'm scared of falling over the railing. In a statement released on Monday, a Chase Center spokesperson said that the venue was working with authorities to determine what happened and would defer questions about the incident to the San Francisco Police Department.
Would it be too much to have everyone who attends in that level to attach to safety straps?
I think might be able to get to it. By the way, we just played Taking Back from Jack White. First new solo music in nearly 4 years. It arrived yesterday, paired with a gentler version titled Taking Me Back Gently. The original track can also be heard in the just unveiled video game trailer for Activision's upcoming Call of Duty Vanguard game. And then one final story. Guitarist Dave Navarro and Billy Morrison and an all-star band are gearing up for the third Above Ground benefit concert December 20th at the Fonda Theater in Hollywood, California. After sitting out 2020 because of COVID, Navarro and Morrison will be joined by a group of special guests, including Billy Idol, Perry Farrell, Corey Taylor, Taylor Hawkins, Mark McGrath, Steve Stevens, and others to be announced in the coming weeks. Tickets will go on sale this Friday, by the way.
There are all these random super groups forming lately. And Navarro seems to be at the center of a lot of them. So does Taylor Hawkins. A bunch of those guys were playing with Eddie Vedder and Chad Smith at this Ohana Fest that happened a couple of weeks ago. It's cool. I love seeing it.
Yep. All right, and that's it. That's what I have in music news for you. And apparently, Kelly wants to tell us something.
Kelly wants to tell us something?
Yeah, I think so. Is this Kelly?
Yes. Hi.
Hi. What did you want to tell us?
I just won $500.
How about that? Kelly, now, you didn't explain how you won $500. Did somebody just randomly walk up to you and give you $500 and say congratulations?
No, you guys sent out words, and I put it in my phone, and I just got a call from you guys.
How about that?
$500.
That's how this whole thing
It's
works.
amazing. That's how easy it is.
Yeah. Kelly, where are you from?
I'm from Lindenwold, New Jersey.
All right. And you've been a longtime MMR fan?
I am. Actually, my boyfriend's been longer, and he got me into it, and I enjoy you guys every morning on my way to work.
Awesome.
And I appreciate the $500.
You're going to give him a $250 cut because he turned you on to MMR? I mean, you don't have to do that.
I'm hoping he's at lunch and not listening right now and realize it's me so that I can just take it no cut for him and all of it for me.
Yes. Smart, Kelly. All right, Kelly, we love you. Thanks for listening to MMR. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right, you too. How about that? There's still several more chances for you to win today. The next one will be with Pierre Robert in about an hour and a half from right now, so we don't want you to miss that. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second and get ready to wrap it up and turn it over to the man. So make sure you hang in there with us. Pauses to appear zombie-like. While zombie raccoons don't eat brains, distemper is highly contagious. If you're feeding wildlife and that raccoon ate out of your bowl or cat food for your stray cats and your puppy goes over, the saliva can be contagious.
They sent in a Negan raccoon to take care of everything.
Well. Looks like we got ourselves a problem in Chi-Town. Leaning back high. Looks like we got some trouble. Some trouble in Chi-Town. Going deep dish on this bitch.
It's got a little leather jacket he wears. Yeah.
Lean back, way far. Ooh, hey. In the home of Oprah.
There we go. We had mentioned this earlier this morning, but it's definitely worth bringing up. The restaurant named Cadence, which is a BYOB on Girard Avenue, was named the best new restaurant by Food and Wine.
That's a super well respected journal in the world of the culinary happenings.
Yeah.
And so this is a big honor.
But in the order, you have Cadence is number one in Austin, Texas. Suerte. Frenchette in New York. Conby in Los Angeles. Kumiko in Chicago. These are all one-word names.
Manny's Chili Dogs.
Ah, that's on there. No, Pat's Chili Dogs.
Pat's Chili Dogs.
Definitely the best theme.
Yeah.
Number one in food and wine
That was from the band Cinderella when they were big in the area. They did
Hi, we're Warren. When we're in town, we want some good chili dogs. We always read through Food and Wine magazine and see who won.
They did a commercial for Pat's Dogs.
Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs! Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs!
That building is now a We Buy Gold.
Oh, is it really?
We Buy Gold! Gold for sale! No more chili dogs! I'm not going west! Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs! Pat's Dogs! Next step, selling blood!
Yeah. So number 6 on this list is Ada, which is Ada Indian Canteen.
Ooh, I love canteens. When you're going out, you need water.
Fox and the Knife in Boston.
Boston sucks.
Hey, we beat Boston.
Yeah.
Love me some good Fox.
There you go.
Suck at Boston.
How's the Fox at this place?
Indigo in Houston, Nightshade in Los Angeles, and in New Orleans, a place called Piece of Meat.
There you go. You know, it's I think one of the most difficult parts of a restaurant would be a name that means something and pops to people.
Yeah.
You know, like Pat's Chili Dogs.
Right. That's.
Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs! Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili
Yeah, I mean, you know, the name will only get you so far, but it is an added bonus. Answer the phone, by the way. Thank you very much. I don't know. If you had a restaurant, what would you name it?
I'd name it Answer the Phone.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm tired of waving my arms.
Yeah.
It's been happening
You
the
lose
last few
business.
days, and I'm just going to say answer the phone.
Answer
from
the
now
goddamn
on.
phone.
Yeah, answer. In fact, I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the restaurant.
Answer the goddamn.
Answer the goddamn.
Answer the goddamn phone! Great food! Answer the goddamn phone! Open all night!
We knew we were going to have one gentleman for sure that was coming in. We have 2 here this morning. This is a momentous occasion.
Call it an honor.
I'd have to say because he is the best-looking 60-year-old man I've ever seen in my life. It's his birthday today.
Yes.
So we first want to welcome our friend Sean Wayans, who's been here on many occasions. And his brother, Keenan Ivory Wayans, is here celebrating his birthday today.
Oh, this is how you do it.
This is how you do it, man. Welcome to Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, now all the women in my family are going to kill you because you said my age. Oh. And they all lie about theirs.
You were working as a stand-up when you met Robert Townsend, correct?
Yeah, well, when I met Robert and Eddie and all of us, we all started out at the same time and in the club in New York at the Improv.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how we, started working together.
And you, I believe, if the legend is correct, that you are one of the writers or co-writers on Raw, correct?
Yeah, on Raw. I worked on that with Eddie. I also produced it, and Robert directed it.
I remember that day.
Oh, there was a picture. Put the picture back up. Yeah.
I was back there with you guys, right? And I was slapboxing with Eddie, and I almost hit him, and then security grabbed me and was like, all right. All right, Junior, you about to mess up this money. Go sit your ass down.
Wow.
So that's cool. But all you guys have had such a massive effect on comedy and a type of comedy that I love, we all love, that is, you helped usher it in. Eddie Murphy did as well.
What happened in my career was I started out, sort of by myself.
Yeah.
And then as my family started getting into the business, I kind of realized that it was either going to be all of us or one. So I decided to make it about all of us. So I kind of stepped away from acting and started to
cultivate.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and Sean, we were talking earlier about how you were first on the show as the DJ.
Yeah.
And you'd already been doing comedy. You're doing stuff like that. But so from your point, Keenan, as you're seeing family member after family member, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a double-edged sword, or what do you first say to them when they come to you and they say you as sort of the default patriarch? I want to do this.
He nurtured us.
Yeah.
My thing with them was as long as you're willing to work. I always wanted them to know that it wasn't easy, and I would give them small opportunities in the beginning. I never gave anyone a starring role who wasn't ready, and like I said, I made sure that they all put in their work, and it is the fact that they're where they are in their careers now is testament to the
Everybody,
fact that they came in the right way.
Right.
Did anybody ever get mad at you saying, "Hey, I'm ready for my starring role"?
Always.
Always.
When Damon first started,
I was the DJ, man.
And you were a damn good DJ.
I could play sketches too and scratch.
Hey, the guy right behind you is really talented.
Well, when Damon first started, I told him, I said, "Give yourself 10 years." Yeah. And he looked at me like I was insane, and he was like, "It's gonna take me 10 years." Well, 10 years later, he was, he was ready.
We say the same. I tell like the interns and people who are coming up in the radio business, and now we've been, it's the 20th anniversary of the show, and I say, trust me, if you were to jump 5 years into the future and look back, you wouldn't believe where you were or how things have changed. Yeah. So that's very sage advice. But when you're young and hungry, it's hard to perceive that.
It is, and the thing is, youth is something that people think everything is supposed to happen when you're young.
Right.
And they're disappointed if it doesn't, because youth is...
rain.
It's awesome.
71 on Friday, maybe some showers on Saturday, so a heads up on that. Just take a glance at your local weather forecast, see if that's going to affect you if you do have any weekend plans. Let me see. The only people I have to thank is you.
Yeah.
Dear friend of the Preston and Steve Show, for listening and texting in and calling and maybe winning money. We've had a few winners this morning, and we still have more winning to do because it's Tattoos Day, so I guess we're working on getting a winner for that.
Are you saying the winning's just beginning?
The winning is just beginning, actually. No, do we have a tattoo?
Yeah, Connor's on the phone.
Okay, we're getting
trying
that
to get
right
a hold of our Tattoos Day.
All right, well, we'll cover that in a minute. Pierre is here with us this morning. Good day, sir.
It's all of what you said outside. It's
Oh,
that
nice.
crisp, clean, beautiful fall thing that is it's so vibrant. It's wonderful.
You do feel invigorated when it happens.
You do.
Sun, a little bit of a chill. You put on a coat, but yet the sun is down on your face and life is good.
Yeah, a little Captain Kirk in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Touch,
Yeah.
Well, you're wearing your Star Trek shirt
And
today.
I am wearing
Turntable.
It's a Star Trek turntable. Brent Porsche gave me this.
I like
It's
that.
quite ingenious.
It looks like a map of the solar system, but at the center is the Enterprise.
Right.
There's
There
but
a
it looks like a
needle?
turntable with a needle in a
Needle
hand.
for the turntable.
That's cool,
and the
man.
Live long and prosper sign in the corner.
I like offbeat stuff like that where you have to kind of look at it and go, "Oh, that's what that is,"
Yeah.
Instead of a shirt that just says, I like Star Trek.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Something
could
a
say
little bit
that
more
too.
cryptic.
Well, this is more cryptic.
Yes.
It's going for the deeper thing.
Deep, man. You like to go deep. Or so I've read.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just move on.
All right.
I think it's time for the letter.
How about that?
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
All right, the Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by the letter.
You, as in understanding.
All right, and we have 2 letters, 3 more to go, and a $500 prize from Ashley Home Store, a proud partner of the Preston and Steve Camp Out for Hunger benefiting Phil Abundance, now less than 2 weeks away. And you can shop their 11 area locations or online at ashleyfurniture.com today. So on this fine day, on this wonderful, wonderful weather day, what do we have planned?
We'll have, we're kind of all over the musical map. We've got Elvis Costello tickets to give away for the Met this Sunday, which will be cool. We've got workforce blocks of everything from the Struts to the Kinks to Five Finger Death Punch.
Ooh.
So we really are all over the musical map. And 2 more opportunities, noon and 2, for some money. And this is the last week of our MMR part of the money contest. So many more opportunities exist if you haven't won yet. But 2 more with me, 2 more with Jackson at 4 and 6, 1 with Bam Bam at 8 p.m. So many more opportunities today and throughout the week. But we're getting towards the end of this series of money contests.
Yep. So make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we will thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you by, what do we have here? Dunkin' Donuts, the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show. Also, Acme. You can download the Acme app to see your all new deals, rewards, and perks today. Visit acmemarkets.com for details. And also Wilmington University. Ready to make a move? WilmU works online or in person. You can learn more at wilmu.edu. Tomorrow, a Wednesday, Fox Good Day will do that. One of my favorite people, Tom Papa.
Tom Papa's great.
Will be on the show. And one of Nick's favorite, actually, all these people are our favorites, Danica McKellar will be joining us too. So that's going to be a nice day tomorrow. All right, that's it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye. Go deep.